This is a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the Oklahoma Sports Network's consent is prohibited. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be used without express written consent.
Hello and welcome, everybody. We are back. State Tournament Baseball is live on the Oklahoma Sports Network. It's the Tuttle Tigers and the Newcastle Racers for a state semifinal number 2 from Tuttle Lake Field on the campus of Norman North High School in Norman, Oklahoma. Josh Calloway on hand with you just behind the backstop here in Norman. Billy Collier to my left, the legendary Gene Reed to my right. Here we go, gentlemen. There are 3 teams left in 4A baseball, and they're the 3 Tri-City teams. Blanchard is in the championship tomorrow. Newcastle and Tuttle will face off here to meet them there. This should be a fun one. I mean, Newcastle-Tuttle, it's always great. These are 2 great teams. This is going to be a fun baseball game, guys. I'm excited for this.
You know, when you watch, like, African videos, and I'm going somewhere with this, and you watch these big rhinos running at each other, and they're going to collide, and you think, wow, what an incredible just explosion of hit. That's what today's going to be. This is just a battle of behemoths as they just run into each other after their last game and how it ended, and 1-0 at the very end, and just going to be a great game. I mean, this is what baseball's made for.
Gene, I know you're fired up.
Josh, I am, and wouldn't you know it, Newcastle Tuttle.
I know.
Newcastle Tuttle, Blanchard, familiar names. We go to church together. We shop in the same stores. We eat in the same restaurants. But when we're playing each other on the field, it's us against them.
Yeah, no doubt.
Right.
Excited for this one. Should be fun. Tuttle is going to be the road team here today in Norman. There's a lot from both communities here. It's pretty much a packed house. As many people as you can get into this place, they're here. And we're excited for this one. On the mound for the Racers, Caden Longman, a familiar name, obviously, on the football field. He's going to be on the hill facing this Tuttle Tigers lineup. Going first against Jet McCoy, the Tigers' third baseman, to lead things off here on a beautiful Friday afternoon in Norman. First pitch from Longman, just off the plate with that breaking ball. And we're underway in 4A state semifinal number 2. Like we said, McCoy leads off the third baseman. It'll be the shortstop, Brady McAdoo, to follow. Cutting a miss there. Batting third, the starting pitcher today for Tuttle's Hunter Watson. Center fielder Easton Green bats cleanup. Fastball strike makes it 1-2 from Longman. Batting fifth will be the second baseman Anderson Forrest. The right fielder Jackson Johnson bats sixth. At first base batting seventh is Hudson Heathco. In left field, as the 1-2 misses low. Left fielder batting eighth, number 4, Nate Henn. And then rounding it out, the catcher, number 26, is Dakota Mallory, rounding out the starting line for Tuttle. 2-2 pitch off the plate, and it loads it up. Full count. In our first game today, we had a ton of full counts. We get one right away here in game 2.
He's got a lot of play on those pitches.
Yeah, it's moving quite a bit. 3-2 runs in, got it on the inside edge. Struck him out looking, and a good start for Caden Longman. That one had some nasty cut in on the body. Good start, certainly, for Longman as he strikes out McCoy. Looking, and that'll bring up Brady McAdoo. Certainly a name we're familiar with as well on the football field. 0-1, tries to drop a bunt and missed it. You have to know, spot like this, big rivalry game for Longman. Heart's got to be pumping quite a bit on the mound. But he's throwing BBs right now. 0-2 on McAdoo.
Yeah, Gina's saying we have a guy here with a gun. That was a 90-mile-an-hour pitch.
And it has a lot of late life. Really, he's cutting in on the hands. He'll do it again. Oh boy, just got a piece of it. No reaction from you. You didn't flinch.
No. It would have hit the guy next to me. I don't know him.
0-2. Longman working quickly on McAdoo. Nope. Able to get Wood on it, punches it out towards second, fielded cleanly, throw to first, got him. Nice play over there, second base by Austin Gibson, the flip to Shanuel. And 2 up, 2 down start for Caden Longman.
Well, this is a lot better start than they had yesterday with Chickasha. By this point in the game, they had the bases almost loaded and had a Jackson Johnson coming up with a grand slam. So
yeah, Tuttle jumped all over Chickasha yesterday in their quarterfinal win. Newcastle, meanwhile, had to kind of hold on, but they got the job done against Sallisaw in the nightcap last night.
Wow.
That one, you can tell he's feeling good. He's pumping it right now, 0-1. Breaking ball fouled away, 0-2, and Longman a strike away from a 1-2-3 first inning.
He's definitely bringing some heat and some movement.
They'll bring it again, 0-2 from Caden Longman. Breaking ball in the dirt, 1-2. I always kind of say you want to be the home team. It's much better to be the home team, but this is the one spot where you kind of like to be the road team. You have a chance to grab a quick lead, but obviously that goes away if you don't score, and they didn't.
Wow.
Nasty breaking ball, got him swinging. 2 strikeouts for Longman in a sensational 1-2-3 first inning. For the duel, do a little bit of everything on the football field. Caden Longman, nasty stuff right there. And a quick 1-2-3 inning to start his day. We'll keep it here as we go to the bottom of the first so we can tell you about the Racers lineup, the starting 9 that'll face Hunter Watson on the mound for Tuttle. Tyler Frazier starts it off. The right fielder will start it. Lane Seaton, shortstop, bat second. Big Jackson Shanuel, QB1, will play first base today and bat third. Taj Smith, the DH, bats cleanup. He had a moonshot home run state tournament quarterfinals last year that we had on Oklahoma Sports Network. Ryder Gibson, the catcher, bats fifth. Caden Longman on the mound. He's going to bat sixth. Austin Gibson, second baseman, bats seventh. Seamus McLaughlin, left fielder, bats eighth. Baylor Blakey will play third and round it out. Landon Eastep will be playing center field as the designated fielder today, as Longman will hit for himself. And like we said, it'll be Hunter Watson on the mound for the Tigers. The Tigers 33-7 on the season. Coming into play today, coached by Breck Draper. Newcastle 36-4, coached by Jared King. As Billy kind of referenced earlier, they did play once earlier this season. They're not in the same district. They are both in 4A, obviously, in baseball, but not in the same district like they used to be in football. They did meet once earlier this year, March 22nd. Tuttle winning that one 2-1. So a very low-scoring, grinded-out type of game. We'll see what it's like here today, but obviously that was almost 2 months ago. One baseball game doesn't really mean much for today, but, a little extra context there.
Well, and I wonder if this is going to be more of a pitcher's duel.
Yeah.
Today they have one of their aces on the mound. We have one of our aces on the mound. In fact, one of the last games of the season, he pitched a no-no. So I think it may be a low-scoring game today. If I'm jinxing it, I hope it's Newcastle with the higher points.
Well, the next level, Billy, if it's not the pitcher's duel, it's going to be that defensive team out there backing them up.
Yeah.
And that's another part with nerves and everything like that. These guys are fired up. So just hope we see a good, clean game on the Racers fielding.
Yeah, no doubt. No, I talk about it a lot in these state tournament games. It's really true of, most high-level sports. But it seems like in baseball, more than any other sport, just kind of the team that handles it better wins a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Can make the routine plays, throw strikes on the mound, just kind of don't lose
Right.
it, That plays a big difference in these big, high-pressure state tournament baseball games. There's Tyler Frazier leading off.
Ooh.
Oh, boy, fastball up and right away. One pitch, but there you go. Hunter Watson probably a little adrenaline into that pitch.
I saw some eye contact out there, Billy.
I did. I thought it was going to go through his ear hole.
1-0. Next one will run inside, 2-0. That's exactly how we started the game this morning. Blanchard and Bethany. First pitch from Leighton Reither from Bethany hit Brayson Carter right in the head. First pitch of the game. Thankfully, he was fine. Obviously, he finished out the game. But we're about to start off the same way here in the bottom of the first. Foul ball back, 2-1. Josh Calloway, Billy Collier, Gene Reed here on the Oklahoma Sports Network for a semifinal number 2. Winner will see Blanchard tomorrow at Bricktown Ballpark in OKC.
Oh,
that one did get him. He ducked down and just kind of grazed him, but he'll take it. And Frazier's on base to start.
Man.
That was as fired up as I've ever seen anyone after getting hit in the head.
I know. He was wearing it with pride.
So a hit by pitch gets Frazier on for Lane Seaton, the lefty shortstop, stepping in. First pitch showed bunt, pulled it back, takes the ball. Tuttle in the black unis with silver numbers, white pants, black hat. Newcastle in the beautiful light blue. These are fantastic.
The powders, man.
We got to get these in football somehow. Can we get an alternate powder blue? Got to talk to Coach Brickman about that. On the edge, 1-1. Man on first base, Frazier after getting plunked. After Seaton, Jackson Shanuel. He drops down the bunt. Watson will get up the mound and field it clean. Fire over to first makes the out at first, but a perfect sac bunt by Seaton to move the runner over. Did exactly what he set out to do. And here comes Shanuel.
Yeah, Big Jack right there. First hit, I think it was even the first pitch to him last night. Just put it right over the left field fence.
Shanuel obviously was a OSN Player of the Year nominee this year at the Football Awards banquet, but he's going to the next level in baseball. Really good baseball player. Batting third here on this Racer team that's had a phenomenal season, 36-4. Cut on that one down low, 0-1.
Right, when you're playing him, it's good. He came up with it looked like a changeup. Right there, just kind of died right at the plate.
Yeah. 0-1 from Hunter Watson with Tyler Frazier behind him on second base. After the leadoff hit by pitch, got bunted over by Seaton.
Ooh.
I want to run inside, 1-1.
Tell you what, Watson's really starting on that inside part of the plate on all the batters so far.
Yeah, the pitch kind of runs in on righties. 1-1. Oh boy, that one caught a little more plate than probably he wanted. Shanuel took a big cut and fouled it straight back. He's done a pretty good job keeping it in on the hands of righties, but that one caught. It was a little. He got his arm extended a little bit. If that one had connected, that might have gone a ways.
Yeah, Shanuel likes him low, a little outside.
1-2. That one does go inside. Evens it up at 2-2.
That's what happened yesterday. The guy threw it a little bit low and outside, and he just took it and shot it.
2-2, one out. Man on second base here in the bottom of the first. Racers trying to grab an early lead over Tuttle. It's popped up back out of play. So staying alive here. Good battle between Shanuel and Watson. On deck, Big Taj Smith.
Yeah, that was last night. They intentionally walked Shanuel, and then up walks Taj, and you're like, wow, pick your poison.
Yeah, that's a great 3-4. A lot of power. Big guys. 3-4 in the dirt. He did hold up, and the count goes full.
He wanted that one.
That's a good job laying off. So, something got to give here. 3-2, man on second base for Jackson Shanuel, Racer first baseman. And he holds up, 3-2. The ball bounces away. Frazier's going to hustle down to third. He'll take the extra base. Shanuel's on first with a walk. So Newcastle with something brewing here in the first inning. As here comes Taj Smith with runners on the corners and one away.
I was saying, they won't mark that an error, will they, on the catcher?
No.
Okay.
No, it won't be an error. It's probably a wild pitch, but wild pitch and pass balls don't go in as errors.
Okay. Always learning.
Billy's versatile. Football, baseball, you can do everything.
No.
So got runners in the corners, one out for Taj. Powerful lefty takes a ball. I mentioned earlier about that home run he hit against Blanchard. I remember it vividly, as we'll have a meeting on the mound here with Watson trying to calm him down. Against Blanchard, it was at Noble. Tom Carpenter were doing the broadcast of that game last year, and it was a night game, and the ball just disappeared into the night. I mean, just a moon ball. Easily, in high school baseball, the most impressive homer I've ever seen. I mean, it was completely destroyed.
Josh, imagine the pitcher, 2 men on base and Taj up for bat.
Yeah.
I'd probably welcome the coach coming out and just chat with me a little bit.
Dad, I wonder what he says to him this early in the game because he hadn't really pitched that bad. Just in a bad situation.
Yeah, maybe just kind of going over, you only have a certain amount of these mound visits. I believe it's 3 is what Tom was told me. 3 outside of pitching changes, right? So there's 1. So you got to pick and choose, but it might just be an opportunity of, let me make sure I tell you explicitly how I want you to pitch.
Don't make me come
to
out
this
here
batter.
again.
Like no signals or anything. Let me just tell you. 1-0 is popped up into shallow left. Not going to be deep enough to send the runner. It's caught at second base, actually, or shortstop, excuse me. Getting back and making that catch was McAdoo. So Taj retired. And it'll be down to Ryder Gibson here to try and get a first-inning run for the Racers.
Yeah, this is the younger of the Gibson brothers. Got Austin Gibson and Ryder Gibson.
Ryder behind the dish today for Newcastle, and he's batting in the 5 spot. Austin at second base. That's 7th. Big early spot in this game. Runners on the corners with 2 gone. Hunter Watson trying to work out of some trouble here for the Tigers. First pitch misses low, 1-0. Watson set and ready to fire. That ball's ripped into left field. That's going to get down. It's an RBI knock for Ryder Gibson. And 2-out RBIs are a thing of beauty when you're trying to win a big game. Ryder Gibson comes through, and Newcastle's got the lead. Good piece of hitting there.
If you think about it, their last game, they just scored half the points of the winner.
There you go.
That may be all it takes. Doubt it. But
I don't know the way Longman threw in that first inning. Who knows?
I'm telling you.
So a base knock for Ryder Gibson. Always huge to get those 2-out ribbies. Picking up his teammate, obviously after Taj popped out. And it brings up Caden Longman, who can help himself out here.
Yeah.
Awkward swing there, 0-1.
And he went 2 for 3 last night with 2 doubles. Did a real good job.
And I'm guessing he'll be swinging. He is anxious to hit this ball out.
That one bounces away. Runners are going to get to move up. And it'll be second and third now for Longman. We talked about it throughout the weekend here. It's a deep backstop here at Tuttle Lake Field. A lot of foul ground, so pass balls / wild pitches are not going to be good for the defense the vast majority of the time. There's just so much room back here.
And it seemed to me, now you know better than me, Josh, seems like dirt grabbed the baseball a little bit, but this turf, it kind of bounces and comes off of it a lot faster.
You see it kind of ramp up off the catcher sometimes. We actually had one yesterday that went up and over the net here on a pitch that bounced. Shows how springy the turf can be. Longman fouls it off to the right side. So the count goes to 1-2. Watson a strike away from limiting the damage to a run. One, two out. Runners on second and third. Big spot early in this game. Watson breaking ball. Longman a good job just to fight that off. Stay alive. Austin Gibson waiting on deck. Should we get there?
It was a real good start for Newcastle.
Oh, yeah.
Real good against Tuttle. And,
you go put up a 0 and get a run. I mean, you can't complain.
No.
Certainly a base hit here would be welcome, though. Probably get 2 more if you can come through here. 1-2. Popped up towards second base. That's in shallow right. That might be tricky, but it's going to hang up a little bit longer than it looked like it would off the bat. And it's pulled in by Jackson Johnson for the third out. So that'll end the first, but the Racers do jump ahead early. After 1, it's Newcastle 1, Tuttle 0. You're watching the 4A state semifinals on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Back in Norman, Josh Calloway, Billy Collier, Gene Reed on the Oklahoma Sports Network. We head to the second inning. Newcastle leading Tuttle 1-0 in this 4A state semifinal number 2. Winner will see the Blanchard Lions tomorrow. That's a 12:05 first pitch at Bricktown Ballpark in Oklahoma City tomorrow for the 4A state title. Two teams trying to get there.
Well, let's see if we can have another inning, 3 up, 3 down. See how we look.
Yeah, it was a great start for Longman in the first as he went 1-2-3 with 2 strikeouts. So he'll go 4-5-6 here, starting with Easton Green in the second. First pitch from Green. Another breaking ball snapped off for a strike.
That's what we saw a lot of last night as it was just coming in and curving right in.
Yeah. Oh, boy. 0-2 on cut and a miss. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to call that a slider. Could be a cutter. I'm not sure. But it's moving, whatever it is. And it's working right now for Caden Longman, no doubt. 0-2, ground ball foul off the first base side from Easton Green, the Tuttle center fielder.
Well, I'm going to trust you on these pitches. The view I have is, well, just not of the pitch. So
I'm slightly off center, so I can kind of see the movement a little bit. It's a little bit tougher with lefties. A little better off with righties. A lot of bodies in there. Punch to the left side, it'll get out of play, foul. Land out in no man's land there in left field. There's so many fans here that there's a ton of people down the left field line. It's out of our camera shot, but there's a ton of people down the left field line behind the fence. It's crazy.
Oh, we got people leaning back against a garbage can. Oh.
Just got a piece of that. What did she say?
Yeah, there's people over here. They're fighting to get a seat leaning against the garbage can.
That's where we're at. It is packed. 0-2 pitch. Down and in.
Woo.
Yeah, I don't know how. I mean, you can tell you did the game last night. The game I did, there was not this many people sitting back behind us here, behind the dish. Was it like this last night or not
yes.
as much? It was?
Yes, it was.
Newcastle faithful. Turning out.
Yeah, it was loud.
2-2 now. Green battling back. Breaking ball on the edge. Got him looking. Nasty.
That's third strikeout.
Heck of a start. 2 of them have been looking. Here comes Anderson Andy Forrest, the second baseman for the Tuttle Tigers. Just looking to put some good contact here. As it's been 3 Ks and a relatively weak ground out against Longman so far. He is off to a great start. Still a long way to go. 1-0 count.
He is doing really, really well.
That one up and away, 2-0. Another one up high, 3-0 now. So for the first time, Longman really falling behind here. And a 3-0 count to work with for Forrest. That one misses low. So a 4-pitch walk for Longman, who had obviously been cruising before that. And Tuttle's got their first base runner. In front of Jackson Johnson, who you noted, Billy, a big swing yesterday against Chickasha.
Yes, he took a big swing. You talk about the crowds getting loud. They were screaming before that hit the ends of Norman.
Yeah, one of those ones you can just see it off the bat, no doubter.
Oh, yeah. Outfielder didn't even bother running into the wall. I mean, it was just gone.
First pitch just off the outside edge. 1-0 on Jackson Johnson, right fielder for the Tigers. Recorded that last out of the bottom of the first. Check the runner back.
Ooh, it's close. Closer than I thought it would be.
Longman sets and fires. 1-0 pitch. That one down the pike.
Down Main Street there.
Good job, Longman, getting back in the zone after 5 balls in a row. 1-1 on the way to Johnson. Runner takes off for second, throws low and away. Nothing that can be done behind the dish for Gibson. It's a stolen base for Forrest. And the Tigers got a man in scoring position now.
Yeah, it was one of those plays where he made the throw before he got the catch.
(2-1) breaking ball dropped just low. And the count now 3-1, so a good count for Jackson Johnson to work with. After Johnson, the 7-hole hitter Hudson Heathcote waiting. (3-1) pitch coming from Caden Longman. Breaking ball dropped in on the inside edge. That was nasty.
Wow.
Looked like that was going to tail way in, and it was able to swing back toward the plate. And it fills up the count at 3-2. Longman checking the runner. He'll let it go. That ball's floated out into center. Should be playable out there, and it is. Pulled in. That's E-step, the designated fielder doing his job. Got to imagine there's some pressure when you're a designated fielder to make every play. That's your whole job.
You have one job.
And he does it there.
And he covered a lot of ground last night, Josh. He's an excellent center fielder. One of the makes the coach says that's a good player right there. They're really proud of him. And he showed it last night. He ran probably looked like 40 yards to get one. Of course, the yards aren't marked out there like in football. So
this one's punched into right field by Heathcote. They're going to send the runner around third. This might be close to the plate. It's in. Saved the plate. Wow, a laser beam throw from right field by Tyler Frazier. That was really close to the dish. I think Forrest might have slid a hand in there. It was close. And just like that, we're tied. Boy, what a throw by Frazier to make that close.
The ball beat him to the plate.
Yeah, it was just
him getting
it was a shade to the first base side, and that was probably the difference.
You're right.
But that was a seed of a throw. Smartly going to second was Heathcote on that throw, so he's at second now. And immediately swinging back the other way, punching into left field is Nate Henn. They'll round the runner from third again. Another close play at the plate, but he's in. So back-to-back 2-out RBI singles from Tuttle, and they jump in the lead 2-1. How quickly it can flip.
Well, and they were both first pitch.
Yep, exactly. So Nate Henn, the left fielder, punches that one just past the diving glove of Seaton at shortstop. Of a meeting at the mound here, trying to settle things down a little bit. As Tuttle gets back-to-back two-out ribbies. So we talked about that with the racers in the bottom of the first. How much of a lift a two-out ribby is, how much it hurts the other team. And now Tuttle's gotten two here in the top of the second.
Right, and just like that.
Yeah.
You feel the momentum switch just for a second. I know in baseball, there's not a lot of long-term rhythm very often. But just that short term, just boom.
Yeah. So in kind of the blink of an eye, Tuttle gets 2 runs on the board. And they've got a lead with a runner in scoring position still for number 26, Dakota Mallory, the Tuttle catcher and 9-hole hitter.
And he's their one sophomore player of the team.
That's true.
So Allman will try and reel it in here, keep it a 1-run game. Breaking ball up and in, 1-0. Crazy how it all got started with that walk, too. Sailing along, 3 Ks in the first 4 batters. Then Forrest walks on 4 pitches. That kind of got the ball rolling. Had the fly out, but then back-to-back 2-out ribbies on base hits from the 7 and 8 hitters, Hudson Heathco and Nate Henn. 1-0 pitch from Longman, breaking ball down and in 2-0. 2-1 Tuttle here in this 4A semifinal number 2. Winner to see Blanchard tomorrow in the 4A title game.
Let's go, Nobody hurt.
2-0 pitch coming from Longman. Mallory showing bunt right now.
With 2 outs.
He'll pull it back, take a strike.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the bunt with 2 outs, what good that does. But
just trying to psych the pitcher out, it may be.
Could be. I know yesterday in their game they had 2 good bunts where they made it to first.
You notice that's something, the common threads between these good baseball teams. These teams that get to state can usually all bunt. They can get a bunt down. One of those kind of signifiers.
Yeah, and they can aim them real well, like out there in no man's land.
Yeah. 2-1. Chop to the right side. It'll get wide of the bag, foul. So Longman bounces back to even it up at 2-2. A strike away from getting out of this and at least, limiting it to a 1-run deficit. Still certainly a very long way to go.
Yes.
Two from Longman.
No.
Bounces it low and away. And the count will go full. After Mallory, the lineup flips back over to the top with Jet McCoy. Allman steps off.
You almost feel the tension in this right now.
Oh, yeah. 3-2 from Longman. Chop toward third base. Fielded on a high hop. He'll fire across the diamond and making the throw there. Nicely done by Blakey.
Yeah.
And that'll end the inning, but not before Tuttle scores 2 to jump into the lead. At the end of 1.5, Tuttle leads Newcastle 2-1. Watching the 4A state semifinals on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Back at Tool Lake Field, Josh Calloway, Gene Reed, Billy Collier on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Going to the bottom of the fourth, or bottom of the second, excuse me. I don't know where I got fourth from. Bottom of the second, 2-1 Tuttle. I've had a lot of baseball the last couple of days. My brain's a little half melted, but we're good. Tigers leading the Racers 2-1.
I would be surprised if you yelled out in the middle of the night, you know.
Wake up in a cold sweat. So the Racers will try and bounce back after getting a run in the first. Tuttle comes back with 2 in the top of the second to take their first lead of the day. And the Racers will try and respond with the bottom of the order. 7, 8, 9 due up, starting with Austin Gibson by Seamus McLaughlin, and then Baylor Blakey will round it out here in the bottom of the order before it flips back over.
And I'll tell you, the 2 hits that brought in the RBIs, they were good hits. It wasn't like a defense out of position.
Just out of the reach of the gloves, both of them, too.
Yes.
Close to being caught. So here comes Austin Gibson. Second baseman for the Racers will lead things off in the bottom of the second against the Tigers. First pitch from Watson up and in, 1-0.
He's still keeping that in.
That's his game. 2-1 on the way. That one about the same spot, 2-0.
In your experience, you say this is where they probably curve it outside?
Possibly. Got to get back in the zone, down 2-0. And that's what he did. Gave him a heater a little up, but over the middle of the plate, 2-1. Cut and a miss on a high heater again from Watson. Watson's got no zip on that fastball. If he just keeps it up, really tough to get up and barrel. Did it again, but that time it ticked too high.
You hear the fans.
Yeah, that was close.
Little conversation with the catcher trying to find out what was wrong.
Try it again. Full count, 3-2. Misses low and away. And it's a leadoff walk worked by Austin Gibson. Nice plate appearance there. And the leadoff man is on for Newcastle in the bottom of the second.
I don't know if you noticed there, you had the official kind of having some fun with the student section from Tuttle. He's like,
really?
Who, me? Who, me? Mallory's still talking with him out there.
So that'll bring up Seamus McLaughlin, the left fielder, for the race for the man on first and nobody gone here in the bottom of the second against Hunter Watson. That one will get in, 1-0.
Yeah, Shea came through with a couple of hits last night at a good time for him to hit it there.
That many inside pitches, you know, he may be missing or he may be doing exactly what he wants to do.
Yeah, setting him up.
Because every player, every batter now is going to be thinking about that second pitch.
Two-1 from Watson, or 1-0, excuse me, from Watson. 2-1 lead. Strike is in there. 1-1. Ball's ripped into center field. Hit well. That might stay up. Sliding effort. He couldn't catch it.
Go.
It rolls away. Gibson's going to have to hold at first. But the runner, Gibson, is going to round and go to third. McLaughlin will hold at first. It's a long single for McLaughlin, and the Racers got something cooking.
But that was a great throw from right field.
That was far closer than I expected it to be.
Yes.
But it goes in as a hit for McLaughlin. And now Newcastle's got something working with runners on the corners for the 9-hole Baylor Blakey before it flips back over to the top.
And what a tough attempt at a catch there. You're looking into the sun.
Yeah, heck of an effort.
Running as hard as you can. Got to take a hat off to him as well.
Yeah, that ball kind of sunk to the ground real quickly. It looked like it was going to hang up and be a fairly manageable play. But having to get down and try to make the great effort there was Easton Green. not quite able to corral it as it rolled away. Allowed Gibson to round second, go to third. McLaughlin had to hold it first because he wasn't sure if Gibson was going to round. But nevertheless, runners on the corners. Second baseman come barreling in for a bunt here. They're going to bunt it. Well, he was ready. If that was a clean bunt, Forrest came bum rushing in.
Oh, man. Imagine if it just bunt it right behind him.
Exactly, over his head.
Pop it right over him, yeah.
Right.
So Blakey, the third baseman for the Racers, trying to do some damage here. He showed bunt there. We'll see if they continue to go with that. Infield is back, so it looks like right now Tuttle's okay to go for a double play and give up the run. Should that be where it goes. Watson set and ready. Again, Forrest will come rushing in. They'll pick off at first.
Yeah, and Forrest does a Pete Rose dive not to get hit in the ear hole himself.
Yeah, that was smart because he's just turning around and firing. If you're in the line, that's going to be bad news.
And looking here, Blakey has a 237 average. We'll see what he does with that.
0-1. He shows bunt again. He'll pull it back, 1-1. McLaughlin kind of dancing on first there. He gets back.
Seems like he's seen 4 pitches by now. It's only 2.
Yeah, it's 1-1.
Yeah, this round's going at the speed of rigor mortis.
Watson, he shows bunt once again, but pulls it back, takes another ball. Well, good job by Blakey here. I feel like sometimes you see guys when they go to bunt, they're so determined to get the bunt that they almost don't even evaluate, hey, you got to still get a strike.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, then you got Frazier coming up.
So he's ahead in the count 2-1 now. He'll show bunt once again. This time he will get it down to the right side. That's going to score a run if it stays fair. And it's a foul ball. Called a foul ball. I'm going to say it was just off the bag.
Well, yeah, the first
would have been a
coach,
run.
Yeah, first base coach was saying, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I thought he fielded it down the line a little ways.
That was a tough call there for Tuttle's first baseman, Heathco.
Yeah.
Because you had to make a quick decision, because if you let it roll, you're not going to get anyone out, if it stays fair, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think it's hard to remember you got the 2 white lines there.
Yeah.
The outside line's a foul.
2-2, so he'll try it again with Blakey. He will swing away, and he strikes out. Fastball up and in. They checked the runner back at first. He got back in there. So Blakey strikes out. And a chance now for Watson to really kind of wiggle out of this if he can get a ground ball. Conversation happening here. Tuttle coaching staff and home plate umpire. I'm not sure what that's about.
There's almost 2 games here, one in front of us and one behind us.
And it takes so little to rouse this crowd. You got a 50% chance that someone's going to be unhappy with something.
Yeah.
A friend of ours, his front yard is Newcastle, his backyard's Tuttle. There's probably a lot of friends like that here.
So here comes the top fielder with Tyler Frazier. Frazier got plunked in the helmet first time up. The right fielder for the Racers with a chance to do some damage here. Base hit would obviously tie the game. Tuttle playing back for double play again. He'll show bunt. And he bunts at it and misses. Seems like Newcastle's really taking the strategy of trying to get like the run at third. They're playing for the run at third. Right. They're not looking for the big game. They want the run at third. I guess every run valuable, especially when you lost 2-1 last time you played this team.
That's true. And that's what the score is now.
Yeah. See if he sticks with the bunt. This time he's swinging. He takes a ball. One out. Runners on first and third. Here in the bottom of the second for Tyler Frazier. The Racers right fielder trying to put Newcastle in the lead with a nice swing here. And time is called. Frazier will step off.
Tell you what, he's going deep into his pitch counts for first 2 innings.
Yeah. Been hard working out there in the hot sun. 1-1. Popped up. It's going to stay in the infield. Looks like Watson's going to play it himself. They run into each other, but Watson's the one who actually makes the catch. Tuttle dugout saying, hey, you guys got to communicate a little better than that, but it worked out okay for the Tigers as Frazier is retired.
That's 2 outs.
That's a big out, obviously.
Yep.
As with runners on the corners and nobody out, they've now had a strikeout and a pop out. Not really a chance for the runner from third to do anything. So now we'll have to see if they can pick up another 2-out ribby, which has been the theme so far in this game. Lane Seaton will get an opportunity. He had a sack bunt first time. The Racers shortstop trying to come through with 2 outs and runners on the corners. First pitch down low, 1-0. Watson being very deliberate here. On the corner, 1-1. That one smacked the mitt. Loud pop on that one.
Yes. There's a little heat behind that one. Gentleman didn't have his gun up. I'd have been curious how fast that was.
1-1. That one down and in toward the feet of Seaton. He's ahead 2-1.
That was a good stop by the catcher.
It's Mallory behind the dish. Like you said, good stop. Got to be on your 1s and 2s with the man at third. Get away from you. That could be a run. We saw that a lot in the game this morning with Bethany and Blanchard.
Oh, yeah.
2-1. Ground ball to the first base side. Good job getting up and snagging that, but it was foul. And the count will go 2-2 now. So Watson a strike away from getting out of this.
Well, that's all right. I looked like a lot like how the game ended last night with Shaniel over there at first. Just kind of a one-hopper right to him.
Yeah. So 2-2, 2 outs. 2-1 lead for Tuttle. Trying to get out of this jam. Watson struck him out. So Hunter Watson with runners on the corners and nobody out goes strikeout, pop out, strikeout to strand the runners and to hold the Tuttle lead at a run. After 2, it's Tuttle 2, Newcastle 1. You're watching the 4A State Semis on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
When it comes to your home, you need someone that you can trust to keep it safe and protected for you and your family.
Vesta Foundation Solutions is your local, family-owned company that has helped many homeowners fix and protect their homes.
Our engineered solutions can take care of all of your foundation repair, basement waterproofing, concrete leveling, and dirt crawl space repair needs.
We take pride in getting the job done right, and you'll always be protected with up to a 75-year warranty.
Contact us today for a free estimate.
Back in Norman, Josh Calloway, Gene Reed, Billy Collier going to the third inning. Tuttle leading Newcastle 2-1. Back on the mound for the Racers, Caden Longman looking to bounce back after that 2-run second inning. Tigers with back-to-back 2-out RBI knocks from their 7 and 8 hole hitters, Hudson Heathco and Nate Henn, to take the lead. Racers look like they were threatening to tie it up or even maybe retake the lead of their own in the bottom of the second, but Hunter Watson, some nice work pitching around trouble to strand the runners and hold Tuttle up by a run. Top of the order due up here for the Tigers, starting with Jet McCoy. Breaking ball outside of McCoy. McCoy struck out looking his first time. One-0 ball is ripped out into center field. Racing back on it is Eastep. He'll make the play. Well, Eastep got a great jump on that. To your point, Gene, you could tell, good center fielder.
Yep.
That's step number one, is getting a good read and a good jump, and he did just that.
Yeah, great job looking into the sun and everything.
Yeah.
But Gene was right. He probably ran almost over to the Timberwolves sign last night.
And in that one, he ran maybe 2 yards.
Yeah.
He was in a pretty good position.
First pitch misses 1-0. That one in there for a strike, 1-1 on the Tuttle two-hole hitter Brady McAdoo. McAdoo grounded out to second his first time. Outside 2-1. Breaking ball misses high. That was wicked. Had a lot of movement.
Looked like he threw a wiffle ball there for a second.
Yeah. Almost came down and caught the top of the zone. 3-1, that one will be up and in. So it's a walk for Longman to put McAdoo on with one gone. Second walk issued by Longman. And it brings up the opposite way, Hunter Watson. Watson struck out swinging his first time.
Looks like both teams are playing a pretty tight game right now. You don't really see a lot of looseness in the players or coaches.
Oh! Pickoff attempt goes wide of the bag. And it's going to allow the runner to move all the way up to second. He's going to get all the way to third here as this thing goes all the way basically to the right field corner. And that's going to be a two-base error on the Racers defensively that allows McAdoo to go all the way around to third. Yeah. As Longman tried to pick off McAdoo and kind of skipped it in there to Shanuel. Went wide, and then, yeah, like we talked about a couple times, it's been a key element this week is the foul ground. That ball had a lot of room to roll. First pitch to Watson's in there for a strike.
Well, and that's good base running, too.
And he knew he was getting third all the way.
He had the speed to do it.
Yeah. 0-1 on Watson. Infield is in to try and cut down the runner. It's popped up. This is what you needed if you're Longman. Fielded cleanly at second base without a problem by Gibson. That's a huge out, number 2.
Yeah,
well,
they
it's
needed that.
Kind of funny. I mean, obviously credit to the pitchers, but both these teams have not been able to pick up the easy run, quote-unquote easy runs, where you can get a run on an out. As they pop out with a man on third there, all the runs have come on 2-out hits. They're doing it the hard way so far. So a chance for Longman to strand that runner with another out here.
Ooh, that was close.
Ball outside to Easton Green. Green struck out looking his first time.
Thank you.
One 1-0 count, cut on and missed.
Little heat on that one, too.
Yeah. Green swinging underneath it. Tigers center fielder batting cleanup, trying to pick up a 2-out ribby, extend the Tigers lead. Breaking ball dropped in, snapped off beautifully, and it's 1-2.
That's probably the prettiest pitch I've seen him throw yet.
Longman to strike away from working out a jam and putting up a 0. 1-2, 2 outs. Man on third, trying to hold him there. Low and away, 2-2.
It's really hard to see what the ball does after it goes on the other side of the umpire.
Yeah.
So you'll hear me, but I don't know how much it dropped.
It was close.
2-2-2 out, runner dancing off a third. Just got a piece to Green, staying alive there.
Looks like there's a little heat on that one as well.
Mm-hmm. Ripped into right field. Might be playable. It is.
Good deal.
And hauling that one in was Frazier. And Lawman does a good job working out of trouble to keep the Racers down by a single run. Is that it for you, Billy? Or you got another half inning?
Well, I might just stay for a half inning,
more
and
inning.
then I'll head out, and y'all will get to hear the wonderful wonderful sounds of Josh and Gene.
We'll step aside after 2.5. Tuttle in front of Newcastle 2-1, 4A state semis on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
It's no secret that life is busy and you have a million things on your to-do list. Here at Community Bank of Oklahoma, we've made banking simple again. We can help you get to the important things in life, like the big game tonight.
We do all the heavy lifting, so you don't have to.
Race towards us at Community Bank of Oklahoma, because we wouldn't be a community without you.
Back in Norman, Josh Calloway, Billy Collier, Gene Ree. We head to the bottom of the third. Tuttle leading Newcastle 2-1. Caden Lallman, a good job pitching out of some danger there to hold the deficit at a run. 3-4-5 due up for the Racers, starting with Jackson Shaniel. Takes one right in the back to start this bottom of the third.
That's two players hit by pitch.
So a quick leadoff base runner for the Racers in front of Big Taj Smith. Smith popped out to short his first time.
I laugh at the kind of what they do. If you'll see what Taj did when he came up to the bat, he kicked like he's kicking dirt.
Yeah.
In there.
It's just turf.
Have to keep those rituals.
I think if a ball hit Taj the way the one just did on Shaniel, the ball would just explode. Ball low and away.
Very well could.
He definitely wouldn't feel it.
Nah.
1-0 on Taj. Big lefty DH with a man on first base trying to do some damage here. Take a strike.
So when they usually say, now you're ready.
Did he hold up there? And the ball was low.
They said he did.
Yeah, Tuttle not a fan of it. What was that signal?
They're checking with the center field official.
Yeah.
He said
I see. I didn't even see.
Yeah, no swing.
Yeah, you don't have someone down the third baseline to really get a great view of that.
Exactly.
Home plate's really got the best probably shot of calling it.
That's the first time I've ever seen that.
2-1 to come to Taj Smith. That one's well up, and it's now 3-1. So a hitter's count for Big Taj. Could probably look for a heater here and maybe do some bad things to it. We'll see what happens.
That'd be nice, man. Just pop it.
3-1 coming to Taj Smith. Ripped right at second base. Took a funny hop into the gap. Shaniel is booking it around second. He's going to hold up at third. It's a double for Big Taj, and the Racers are in business here in the third. That was a laser beam.
That was a hard hit.
That was a rope.
Last night, the infielders, both the shortstop and second baseman, were having trouble with his grounders because they're hit so hard. That time you just saw the second baseman cut the wrong direction and slip.
I have a conversation at the mound with Hunter Watson. Well, it's funny because, it's obviously a turf field, so you're thinking the bounces are going to all be true and it won't, nothing. But you saw that one took a higher skip off the turf than it looked like was being expected by Forrest there at second base. Bounced right over him.
Well, it almost looked like there was a spin on the baseball off the back.
Like a top spin, yeah.
It hit the grass and kind of went off the direction. So.
And nothing like sliding into a base by a big guy like Taj.
Yeah.
That was a beautiful slide into second.
It was hit hard, the fact that Shino couldn't score on it. It went all the way into the gap.
Exactly.
It got out there so quick that they were able to get it in. That was a rocket. I would not want to be at second base when Taj Smith hits a laser like that right at me. That was probably an uncomfortable spot to be in.
Oh, absolutely.
For Anderson Forrest.
And I wouldn't want to be a coach making that decision to hold a run because Shaniel was moving.
Oh, yeah.
But the coach knew right away. He knew to hold him. But.
So Newcastle certainly in business here. Second and third, nobody out. Now they had first and third, nobody out in the second and didn't come up with anything. So they'll be trying to change that here in the third with Ryder Gibson. Gibson singled his first time. Do that again, we'll be tied. Maybe even have the lead, depending on how deep it is.
Well, he bats .338.
Not bad.
So not bad at all. 21 RBIs.
Drops a bunt. That's going to score a run easily. Shaniel throw back to first is high.
Go.
Down the right field corner. Taj Smith will score easily. In the second is Gibson. Newcastle's got the lead. Well, it can change quickly, fellas.
Absolutely. Holy cow.
I think we're going to get a pitching change here. I think that's going to be it for Hunter Watson. It's an E1 that lets Gibson get on, but that was a great bunt. I mean, it did what it was supposed to do. It was going to score the run, obviously, either way. But the throw launched into the right field corner, and Newcastle has got a 3-2 lead. Tell you about the new pitcher when we get back. Newcastle leading Tuttle 3-2. We're watching the 4A state semis on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Have you ever seen an insurance commercial and ask yourself, are they really telling me the truth? Well, guess what? They're not.
Somebody runs a red light, and you think all of a sudden their insurance company's going to be all neighborly about it? Insurance companies aren't in the business of saving you money. They're in the business of keeping your money.
So remember, save our number in your phone so when tragedy strikes,
call Rob and Will.
At CFD, our mission is to deliver quality dentistry by providing big practice benefits with a little practice feel. Since 2008, we've updated our look, technology, and have added new smiles to our tenured staff to better care for you right here at home. Convenience for you is one of our biggest goals, and we often provide same-day treatment to minimize your time off work. We are open Monday through Friday to serve you. Visit cfdok.com for details. We look forward to seeing you at our big little practice.
Back in Norman, Josh Calloway, Gene Reed with you in the Oklahoma Sports Network. It's a 3-2 lead now for Newcastle on a wild sequence as a bunt laid down by Ryder Gibson, a perfect bunt. Shaniel was going to score either way. Throw to first, though, goes high. Taj Smith barrels around third and scores. Gibson's into second, and that's it for Hunter Watson, Gene, who obviously, was looking. I mean, the stuff was great.
He was looking good.
But obviously, some he hits Shaniel, Taj rips the double, then he airmails the throw to first there, and then all of a sudden, there you go, that's it.
Yeah, we had the pleasure of seeing Taj slide into second base for one thing, and then rounding third and coming home. What a game that was. Billy had to leave. He had another commitment. But I thought sure we might get him for another inning with the activity.
He's leaving with a lead. He left with a lead. He's in the clubhouse with a lead. So Watson's out of the game. He's done. Now he can still hit. He's the DH, so he's still batting third. That part of the game will continue for him. But on the mound, we now have Jackson Johnson. The right fielder comes in to pitch. I'm not honestly sure who's in right field for Tuttle. It's hard to see the number from way out here. But we'll try and get you that new fielder. Whoever it will not be in the lineup. They'll be fielding only because Watson is hitting as the DH.
Okay.
So hopefully everyone can keep up with that. But that's where we're at now. So Jackson Johnson, the right fielder, is on the mound. And you can see Newcastle making sure that they're on the same page with all the changes Tuttle just made. Meanwhile, Newcastle's looking for more runs. Caden Longman now will come to the box. Longman flew out to right his first time. Still nobody out here in this third inning.
And this is a great opportunity for Caden. Not all the pressure, nobody out. He might find his pitch.
He shows bunt and takes one in there for a strike, 0-1. I think that was called a strike. No, 1-0, I guess.
Yeah, he
thought he signaled.
Again, I was kind of surprised with the bunt. I don't know the game like you do, but he already has a guy on second.
Yeah, I mean, moving to third, and now he's going to get to third anyway. Wild pitch. Bounces away and allows Gibson to hustle over to third base with nobody out.
Wow.
I think right now, if you're Newcastle, we all know Longman can run.
Mm-hmm.
Force Tuttle to make a quick decision defensively, and defense has been a little shaky. We'll see what happens here. 2-0 now on Longman with a man on third, nobody out. Ground ball right through the third base hole. Obviously, the infield was in to try and cut down that runner, and that worked out to perfection for Longman as he rips an RBI knock right through, and the Racers now have 3 runs home in the frame and lead by a deuce. That was textbook right there.
It sure was. And what I was thinking came true. He was comfortable. He could take his time, look for his hit. Didn't take him long.
So an RBI single for Longman. Racers now lead 4-2. 3 runs home in the inning already. Still nobody out. For Austin Gibson. Gibson walked his first time. He's ahead 1-0 this time against Johnson. Check the runner diving back in. He's safe. It's been a great inning for Newcastle, trying to keep it going. Lead can't be big enough in games like this. Just keep padding if you can. Still obviously a long way to go here just in the bottom of the third. That one in the dirt, 2-0.
As a fan of one team, I always feel nervous about being up against this other team. I know the other team feels the same way. The tension that's out there for both teams against their one another rival.
Yeah, I mean, as if it's not enough, the fact that it's, a state semifinal. Exactly. You add the layer of it being, this level of rivalry, which I assume the vast majority of people tuned in understand. But
of course.
For the casual viewer, this is a bitter rivalry, these two.
Whether it's at Tuttle Field, at Newcastle, or even more so.
Yeah.
He walked.
So another walk for Gibson. He's walked twice now. And Newcastle just keeps on rolling. As it's now first and second, nobody out. That is the first, doing quick math, 5 Racer hitters to reach base here in this bottom of the third.
The pitcher appears to be a little concerned about something. I don't know if it's internal calls or whether or not he's getting the strike, but he was pretty frustrated, either talking to himself or to somebody.
Right. Seamus McLaughlin now comes up. He singled his first time. With runners on first and second, nobody gone here in the bottom of the third. That one inside 1-0. So Johnson having a hard time finding the zone right now. I'm sure it's got to always be tough. And, high school players are used to doing it, but to just come right in from playing the field to the mound. You weren't warming up. 1-0 misses down and in. You also probably weren't really mentally in a pitching headspace.
Right,
you probably were thinking, our guy's going to go deep in the game. I'm more focused on my position. And now all of a sudden you're in there and you're trying to keep this within reason, but he's behind 2-0.
And not just any game.
No doubt.
Not
everything on the
any
line.
Game, everything.
Yeah. Racer faithful loud and on Jackson Johnson right now as he's having a hard time finding the zone. Behind 2-0 with 2 men already on and 3 runs already in this bottom of the third. Winner here sees Blanchard tomorrow for a state championship. The 3 Tri-City teams, the 3 teams left standing in 4A. Pretty cool. 2-0 is fouled straight back. 2-1.
Here again, the bottom of the order has an opportunity for the Racers to keep things alive.
Yeah.
And top of the order's coming in. It's a golden opportunity to have an excellent inning. Already a great inning.
2-1. Ripped right at shortstop. Taylor made double play here if they turn it, and they do.
Yep.
That ball was hit hard, but right at shortstop.
Yep.
Kind of some tough luck there from McLaughlin as McAdoo flipped it to Forrest, who had the nice strong throw to Heathco. And boy, did Tuttle need that double play.
Mm-hmm.
So a big sequence there as now 2 are out. Innings not over yet. Still got a man at third base with 2 gone. But an opportunity for Johnson to really limit the damage here with another out. And he'll go against Baylor Blakey, who struck out swinging his first time. Breaking ball down and in, 1-0. Up and away, 2-0. Johnson working quickly there. It's a broadcaster's friend. Pitcher gets the ball and goes. 2-0 pitch to Blakey. Cut on and miss. 2-1. Man at third base with 2 gone here. Racers trying to tack on another one to their lead here. Already 3 home in the bottom of the third. 2-1 is up. 3-1. After Blakey, lineup will flip over with Tyler Frazier. Three-1 on the way. Inside edge, and the count runs full.
I knew Blakey would. He'd be holding it, wanting to watch one go by, but the pitcher made it over.
Johnson quickly working. Blakey pops it up high in the sky. It's in shallow center. Going to be a tough play for someone, and eventually it was pulled in for a brief moment. I thought nobody was calling it, but Easton Green just pulled in to end the inning. But not before the Racers score 3 runs and jump in front 4-2 at the end of 3 innings of play. Racers in front by a pair. You're watching the 4A state semifinals on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Back in Norman, Josh Calloway, Gene Reed on the Oklahoma Sports Network. We head to the 4th inning in this 4A state semifinal number 2. Newcastle leading Tuttle 4-2 on a beautiful Friday afternoon in Norman.
Well, 3 runs in that inning sounds great. They were up by 1 already, so that puts us up only by 2. Not yet comfortable, but better than where we were. It was a great inning.
You said it to me during the break. Don't feel like 4 is probably going to be enough. I agree. Just kind of the feeling of this game, but
however, game 1 they said.
Yeah, that's true.
Like 2-1.
2-1.
So maybe we can hope.
2-1. Caden Longman back on the mound for the Racers, who's looked pretty darn sharp today. A pair of 2-out ribbies in the second, sullying an otherwise really solid start to his afternoon here with still some ways to go. For the Tigers, 5-6-7, starting with Anderson Forrest, the second baseman. Forrest walked his first time. He's ahead 2-0 here. Now one on the low outside corner, 2-1. This is where you're starting to get that. I don't think you're quite there in the fourth. Maybe, though, and I think certainly you are in the fifth. You have to resist the temptation to start to kind of count outs a little bit. And on both sides, if you're Newcastle thinking like, "Oh, we're there," like let's
However,
start worrying about the end of the game.
Exactly.
That one misses the walk, and the same was true the other way for Tuttle, and start pressing of like, "Oh gosh, we're running out of outs." It's easier said than done.
The value of outs right now, though, is this is isn't this a part of their order that they generated some activity?
Yeah, I mean, this is,
Forrest
walked
before
last time. Johnson flew out, who's up right now. But then that's when Heathcote and Henn got the back-to-back 2-out ribbies.
Yeah, so
this part of the bottom part of the order is where Tuttle's actually done their damage so far today.
So I'm counting outs.
Yeah. Check the rudder for us. Here is Jackson Johnson, who started this game in right field. He's now on the mound, replacing Hunter Watson. He flew out to center his first time. He stepped, getting over to make the play on him. He'll bunt here, drops one right in front of the plate. Getting off the mound is Longman. It's going to be tough. Throw to first. Got him. What a play by Longman off the bat. Honestly thought that was going to be a tough one to make.
2/3 of the way to home plate before he turned around. Wow.
Great effort by Longman getting off the mound and making a strong throw to first. So they retire Johnson. We'll give him the sacrifice on that, so it won't hurt his average, but it's a big out nonetheless. As we go to Hudson Heathcote. Heathcote, who, like we mentioned, the first baseman for the Tigers, had that 2-out ribby to get Tuttle on the board and tie the game, and then on the very next pitch, Nate Henn put him in the lead. He was first pitch swinging. We'll see if he does it again against Longman. Top of the fourth, 4-2 lead for Newcastle over Tuttle. Longman sets and fires. That one comes in and hits him. So Heathcote gets plunked in the back. And the Tigers have got something working now of their own here in the fourth. 2 men on with 1 out for Nate Henn. The lefty Henn laced a RBI single just past the diving glove of shortstop Lane Seaton to put Tuttle in the lead back in the second. See what he does here. In there for a strike, 0-1. Tempted to say, big spot, but it feels like every inning's going to have these. Every inning's it's going to be just a game of big spots.
But this is one.
This is a big spot. One on the way here, coming from Longman. Oh boy! Oh, it missed. Thought that was in there. Must have stayed up. Count goes even, 1-1 to Henn. After Henn, the catcher Dakota Mallory. Popped into left field.
It's going to be
racing in to make the play down the left field line there for the Racers is McLaughlin. That's a big second out. Now 2 gone.
That wasn't as tough as I thought it was going to be. He made it look easier, but
especially lefty there. It can really tail away from you, as you're
Exactly.
chasing it. But he did a good job, got a good read on it, good jump. Made the play, runners nowhere to go. So they'll hold put. And now here comes another big spot with Dakota Mallory, 2 outs and 2 men on, and the top of the order, due up after him. So obviously huge in a lot of ways here for Longman against the 9-hole catcher Mallory. First one runs in on him. He said it hit him in the arm. Not going to get it, though. And they're going to talk about it. They'll have a meeting here. The umpires will discuss, but home plate umpire didn't give it to him. I don't know how the other umpires could. One of those types of things.
Yeah.
Is there a seam mark?
Yeah. Don't tell me a blood sample is going to determine.
Tuttle the Tuttle coaching staff is pleading to look at Mallory's arm, saying that there was a mark on the arm.
Right.
But they never entertain that possibility. So Mallory will have to get back in the box. I tend to think that on those, the batter probably did get hit, because he reacted right away.
Exactly.
But if the umpire doesn't see it, what are you supposed to do? You got to call it in live,
So now, how do they answer? Are they frustrated or are they energized?
Yeah, right.
And I'd say they're energized.
It's a rowdy crowd here. 1-0 pitch. Outside, 2-0. Longman trying to strand the two runners and hold the lead at 2 at the midway point. Fastball right down in the gut, 2-1. Longman sets and fires. 2-1 pitch, up and away, 3-1. Should Mallory reach, we'll go back to the top of the order.
Big pitch.
With Jet McCoy.
Big pitch right here.
(3-1) coming to Longman. Inside, and he missed. So it ends up all working out the same. Hit by pitch or walk. Mallory's on base, and the bases are loaded for the leadoff hitting third baseman, Jet McCoy. Certainly a scary spot here if you're Newcastle. McCoy today is 0 for 2. He struck out looking, and then he flew out to center. Mallory's going to get a courtesy runner here. I'll have to try and scope out the number. Looks like 7 maybe for Tuttle. You got 7, Lucas Gilbert. I think that's who that was. Kind of hard to see. He'll do the courtesy running for Mallory.
Mm-hmm.
Leadoff hitter McCoy takes one inside, 1-0. I think fair to say biggest spot of the game so far right now.
Of course.
And they're going to have a conversation on the mound here, try to settle Longman down, try to get him back in the zone. It's been all without a hit in this inning for Tuttle so far. Walk, hit by pitch, walk, with a bunt and a flyout in between there.
Wow. So it could be a big change or all for naught.
Yeah.
We hope that you'd hope that both fans are hoping it's going to be their way.
Yeah.
Caden Longman is he's pretty cool in terms of pressure. We've seen him in football, seen him in baseball. What he does here could go either way, but he doesn't get rattled very easily.
So after the meeting on the mound, Longman back ready to go. Count 1-0 on McCoy. Chop toward third base. Blakey comes in to field it. He's going to throw to the plate.
No.
Got him! Wow!
It was a force.
It was a force out at the plate because the bases were loaded. Wow, what a play by Blakey and a gutsy play to try and fling that home.
Wow.
It's a force at every base. Wow. I'm not sure what the conversation, if he just thinks he was safe or if he thinks that Does he think that the ball hit his foot? McCoy fouled it off his foot? Obviously, if it hits you in the box, it's dead ball. That's not what's going to happen here. Wow, what a huge play by Blakey, the third baseman. The heads-up flip to the dish. And Longman escapes disaster. Take a breath. We'll take a timeout. Halfway home, Newcastle leads Tuttle 4-2 in the 4A state semis in the Oklahoma Sports Network.
When it comes to your home, you need someone that you can trust to keep it safe and protected for you and your family.
Vesta Foundation Solutions is your local, family-owned company that has helped many homeowners fix and protect their homes.
Our engineered solutions can take care of all of your foundation repair, basement waterproofing, concrete leveling, and dirt crawl space repair needs.
We take pride in getting the job done right, and you'll always be protected with up to a 75-year warranty.
Contact us today for a free estimate.
All right, back in Norman, it's been a scene here between the innings as Tuttle coach Brett Draper has been just livid about how that inning ended. You know, I'm trying to get another look at it here on a replay.
Well, for the fans,
I think that the complaint was that the ball hit his foot.
Okay.
I think, I could be wrong, though, that he fouled it off his foot. I think that's what the complaint was. Because he was definitely out at the plate, I'm pretty sure. Watching it back, it's definitely close.
Well, and my eyes didn't go away, but if that was the case, the coach should have been screaming early on. I don't know if he was or not. All I saw the action from the coaches were the call at the plate. And for those watching, you probably had a good view of it on the camera.
Yeah, I have the broadcast pulled up on my phone right now. I'm looking back at it. I can't tell.
The bases were loaded. It was a skip grounder to third base. Took Blakey a while to get to it.
He was definitely out at the plate. Now, the only thing I could possibly think that would be of complaint would be, well, like I said already, which is he hit off his foot. Or that the catcher for Newcastle, which is Gibson behind the dish, was like standing on the plate, blocking the play, essentially. Those are the only things I could think. It seemed like McCoy was the one pointing toward his foot. Now, he may have just been saying that just to make the point of the play at the dish, but I don't know. That was certainly a hectic and wild scene here.
Right.
And now to add to the mayhem, Hunter Watson's back on the hill, by the way, for Tuttle, which you can do. Obviously. He didn't come out of the game. Technically, he's the DH, so he never left the lineup.
So I think
he's back on the mound now.
Did he go to right field?
No, he was not. He was down here. They had another fielder in there because I watched him walk off. And yeah.
So I'm not surprised. He got behind on that one inning, but he's had a good game. He's been in control.
His stuff is definitely moving. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this has been a wild game already. We still have halfway to go. But in the end, McCoy ends up hitting into a fielder's choice how it's going to go down. And despite loading the bases, Tuttle doesn't get anything in the top of the fourth.
Mm-hmm.
So, in any event, back to it for Newcastle. Top of the order due up, starting with Tyler Frazier.
Yep.
As a hectic scene. I would love a better explanation as to what exactly the complaint was, but Tuttle was absolutely on fire in between innings there. And that one goes over Frazier's head. Now, he already got hit in the head once. And he's probably thinking, what's going on here?
By this pitcher.
Correct. That one will run in 2-0. How does Watson handle getting thrown back in here? I assume he probably knew this was going to happen all along, or at least had an idea of it. Foul straight back, 2-1. Chaotic scene here in Norman.
Yeah. Now, the boys in blue, their job is to just calm down and take care of business. The other team, same thing.
Foul straight back again, right over our heads.
There was so much emotion from the Tuttle team and Tuttle fans.
Yeah.
You know, maybe a little bit more difficult for them to just kind of refocus. But,
yeah, well, it's been building. Tuttle's had a few calls that they haven't loved.
Yeah, but both teams just need to settle in.
Yeah.
Play the rest of the game.
2-2 is popped
Back
a
up,
mile in the sky. Be playable in foul ground by first base. And landed fair, but it bounces foul. It landed in fair territory, but obviously it was before the bag, so it's scarce. Nevertheless, somehow Frazier is still alive.
We'll assume all three fielders out there knew it was going to go foul because it landed right in the middle of three of them.
It did. It landed just to the left of the foul line, but obviously with the spin, it kicked well foul, and it's in front of the bag.
Mm-hmm.
Ends up just working out like a grounder.
And like Billy said, a pop that high,
it's
got to have a heck of a spin on it.
Sky high. 2-2. That one misses again. 3-2. Foul straight back again. This is a heck of a battle here between Watson and Frazier. Frazier's taking some serious cuts.
I want to say pitcher to pitcher because we saw Tyler pitch last night.
Yeah.
And but now it's right fielder to pitcher.
Let's get the pitcher mentality.
Exactly.
3-2. Try again. Misses high. It's a heck of a battle by Frazier. Draws a walk, and the leadoff man is on in the bottom of the fourth for the Racers. Brings up the shortstop, Lane Seaton. Seaton today 0 for 1, a sac bunt and a strikeout. First pitch outside for a strike, outside corner.
Caught that outside.
0-1 on Seaton. That ball's ripped into right field. Backing up on it and making the play. I assume that's Johnson back out there. It is. Johnson back out after he had a brief stint on the mound. That ball was scorched, but Johnson didn't have to move a ton to get back and make the play. So one gone for Big Jackson Shanuel. Shanuel today has been on base both times. A walk and a hit by pitch. Billy pointed out to me that he has an OPS, Shanuel, of over 1,400, which is hard to fathom. Yeah. If you're not really familiar with that stat, that's like 200 or so higher than what Aaron Judge is doing right now with the Yankees. And obviously he's having a historically great season so far.
Oh, yeah.
And so Shanuel, it gives you an idea of what he's done to this point. Basically means he gets on base a lot, and he hits for power also. It's kind of like that combination.
Okay. He's a smart player. A quiet and smart player.
I've really enjoyed watching him in football. We'll miss him moving forward. Missed one, pitches inside 2-0, but he'll go on to the next level in baseball. Obviously had a great year as the starting quarterback for the Racers as well as primary linebacker. I mean, he would lay the boom on the defensive side. And he's up there right now with a 2-0 count. Big swing and a miss, 2-1.
Jackson had a chance to put that game out twice last night. First one, he popped, I believe it was a foul over to him, and his a spring broke, like a spring was in his glove, and sprung back. The ball came out. About 2 pitches later, it went right to him. He filled the guy out, put the guy out on first, ended the game. Started the game with a home run, ended the game with a out on first base.
He's ahead 3-1 on Watson here, so certainly a good opportunity to potentially do some damage. Hitters count after Jackson. Of course, Taj Smith had that big double Big swing and a miss again, 3-2. Watson continue to do a good job of just getting those heaters inside on the hands. It's hard to get around. When you got some velocity on those inside fastballs, it's tough. You got to really get a good read on it quick. Ooh, bounced straight back. Almost did some damage. Stays alive. Misses high. So Shaniel battles back to draw a walk. Shaniel's been on base all 3 times today. And Newcastle with runners on first and second. Nobody out, or 1 out, excuse me, here in the bottom of the 4th for Big Taj Smith. Taj today popped out to short, but then made up for it with a just rocket right to second base that got by him for what would go in the books as a double.
Yep. And went on to score.
Yeah, eventually led to a 3-run inning for Newcastle in the bottom of the 3rd, trying to do some more damage here. First and second, 1 gone. Outside edge for a strike, 0-1. Winner of this ballgame will see the Blanchard Lions tomorrow in the 4A state title game. That's a 12:05 first pitch at Bricktown Ballpark in OKC tomorrow. We'd love to be there. 0-1, 1 out here to Taj Smith from Hunter Watson. Foul off to the left side, well out of play, 0-2.
Pitcher's favorite right here.
Now, a lot of ways to go with it for Watson. Got to be careful not to bounce something, though. You don't want to put runners to second, third. As it stands right now, double play possibility, obviously. 0-2 coming from Watson to Taj Smith. Cut on a miss. Got that high fastball. Hard to catch up to it, and he got him to swing under it. So he strikes out Smith, and there's 2 away. Big out there, obviously, for Watson. So now it'll be the catcher, Ryder Gibson. Gibson's been good today at the plate. Had a base hit his first time. Second time, he dropped the bunt that led to the error that kind of got everything really opened up in the 3rd. It was a good bunt. It would have worked exactly like he intended it to. But it worked out even better because he got the error. Ground ball towards short. Fielded on a hop flip over to second for the short one. And that'll end the inning. Nice play there, short by McCoy. And Watts does a good job to work out of danger there in the bottom of the 4th. So after 4, it'll stay a 2-run lead. Newcastle in front of Tuttle 4-2. You're watching the 4A state semifinals right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
It's no secret that life is busy and you have a million things on your to-do list. Here at Community Bank of Oklahoma, we've made banking simple again. We can help you get to the important things in life, like the big game tonight.
We do all the heavy lifting, so you don't have to.
Race towards us at Community Bank of Oklahoma, because we wouldn't be a community without you.
Back in Norman North High School, Josh Calloway, Gene Reed on the Oklahoma Sports Network. We roll on to the top of the 5th. Newcastle hanging on to a 4-2 lead on top of Tuttle at Tool Lake Field. Gene, we're getting into the late innings now. You move into the 5th inning, you can start to see the light into the tunnel, but you have have to resist that if you're Newcastle right now. You still got 9 outs to get against a really good team.
Well, I'm going to
a long way to go here.
I'm going to evoke Billy Collier here and refer to the 2 heavyweights, the 2 rhinos earlier when he talked about the 2 teams coming out.
Yeah.
But about kind of the battle of 2 heavyweights.
Oh yeah.
Much more nimble in so many ways, but in terms of their power, their strength, their ability to stay in the game.
No doubt. And Tuttle's at the right part of the order here to try and get something going. 2, 3, 4 due up for the Tigers, starting with Brady McAdoo, the shortstop. McAdoo today 0 for 1, ground out to second, and then drew a walk his next time up against Caden Longman, who's back on the bump here for the Racers to start the 5th. Longman's been really, really solid here today. Dropping a bunt. Longman's going to get off the mound. He'll fire back to first, sliding in, safe.
Yep.
It's a bunt single for McAdoo.
Well, that's a great position. He put that ball in.
Yeah, I felt like Longman fielded that about as well as you could really ask him to.
Exactly. It just took a while to get over there, and he made it close. But that was a great bunt.
So it's a bunt single for McAdoo, his first hit of the day, and it puts the leadoff man on for Hunter Watson.
He can help himself here.
Big time. Breaking ball low and away, 1-0 on Watson. Watson looking for his first knock of the day. He's 0 for 2, struck out and popped out to second. He's ahead 1-0 with a man on first base. Pitched low here now, 2-0 from Caden Longman to Hunter Watson. The 2 pitchers squaring off here. I'll check the runner diving back. Amazingly, that hit, that bunt single, is that one misses outside, now 3-0 on Watson. That bunt single by McAdoo was the first hit from the top 6 batters in the Tuttle order today.
Really?
The damage has largely come from the bottom.
It has been.
3-0 misses outside. 4-pitch walk from Longman to Watson, and Tuttle's got something working here with runners on first and second with nobody out for Easton Green.
This is feeling deja vu a bit.
If you're Longman, you got to find a way to get back in the zone, obviously. So the courtesy runner for Watson. Looks like 10 for Tuttle, which is Tyson Kennedy will run for Watson at first base for the Tigers. First and second, nobody out. Easton Green, the center fielder, comes up the lefty. He's 0 for 2 today, struck out looking, and a fly out to right. First pitch, a bunt to the right side. It'll get off the line, foul. 0-1. Appreciate everyone being tuned in on the Oklahoma Sports Network, live on YouTube as well as Facebook, oksportsnet.com. Of course, our apps on Amazon, Fire Stick, Apple TV, Roku, of course, and on both iPhone and Android devices, Apple devices. A lot of ways to find us. Hope you did on a great Friday afternoon, a great game here between Newcastle and Tuttle. 0-1 pitch coming outside, 1-1. Two great teams going toe-to-toe, trying to get to a title game tomorrow to face another great team, and Blanchard, who knocked off Bethany earlier today, 11-3. That game was on the Oklahoma Sports Network. 1-1. High and away, 2-1. And right now, Longman just working himself into some trouble here. Got to find a way to get back in the zone. Two-one on the way. Longman checking the runner. Cut on and missed. 2-2. You can tell the tempo slowing down a little bit Every pitch so meaningful in a game like this. Two on the way from Caden Longman to Easton Green. First and second, nobody out here in the fifth. Punch to the left side, he'll get out of play foul. Green stays alive. This game was supposed to start at 1:30 today. It ended up not starting until past 2:30. It's now pushing 4:30. We've had two pretty long games today here in Norman. Been here all day doing these games. Been a lot of fun. Bethany Blanchard earlier, now this one. So a little work left to do. Longman will check the runner. Gets back. Two from Longman again. Ripped into right field. That's going to get down for a base knock. In the gap. It's going to go all the way to the wall. This is probably going to tie the game. In fact, it definitely is. Rounding second, going all the way to third. It's a 2 RBI triple for Easton Green, and we are all square in Norman. Wow, what a big swing there from Green.
Right in the hole over there.
Got a good pitch to hit, and that ball was smacked right in the perfect gap between center and right field. It went all over the wall, right at the Timberwolves sign out there. And with his speed, he got all the way around to third. Both runners scored easily, and now Tuttle can really get greedy here and look for the lead with a man on third and nobody out still in the top of the fifth. Forrest at the plate now. Cuts and misses 0-1. Infield is in, so they're going to try and cut down Green at the plate if they can, which is smart and tie game, obviously. Forrest today, 0 for 0 still, 2 walks. He'll drop a bunt right back to Longman. He almost caught it. He'll flip to first. Nobody's there. He scooped it. They're going to say he was safe. And everyone's safe. Runner at third held up. That was a heck of a scoop by Ryder Gibson covering the base. Longman kind of just flipped it over there. Shania wasn't there, but Gibson got over and somehow managed to pick that off the turf. But the runner was safe. It'll be a bunt single for Forrest. And now Tuttle's got runners on first and third with still nobody out. See if Newcastle sticks with Longman here if they're going to make a pitching change. So they're going to keep rolling with Longman. It'll be Jackson Johnson coming out with runners on first and third. Still nobody out here in the top of the fifth. Johnson today, a fly out to center and a sac bunt. The lead run 90 feet away for Tuttle. They've already scored 2 here in this fifth inning to tie it up. And they're looking for more. Pitch up and in, 1-0. Johnson kind of halfway showed bunt there. And misses up and away again, not close. 2-0. Showed bunt, pulled it back, but Wallman able to catch the zone, makes it 2-1. 4-4 game here in the 5A semifinal. Tuttle with 2 here in the 5th to knot this up and in danger of taking the lead here. Two-one pitch. Line drive to second, just past the glove of Gibson. That one's in the gap. It'll roll all the way out near the wall as well. Tuttle's in the lead. They're looking for more. Rounding first is Forrest. He will score. It's a 2-run double for Jackson Johnson. And Tuttle has scored 4 in the 5th to now have a lead. How quickly it can shift, Gene.
Exactly. Wow. Well, after the somewhat controversy earlier, we talked about that.
Yeah.
Who's going to respond?
Gibson made a good effort at it at second base, but just past his glove. Couldn't make the play, and that's all for Caden Longman as he'll exit the game. We'll take a break. We'll tell you about the new pitch when we get back. Tuttle with 4 home in the 5th, looking for more. They lead it by 2 in the 4A state semifinals on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
When it comes to your home, you need someone that you can trust to keep it safe and protected for you and your family.
Vesta Foundation Solutions is your local, family-owned company that has helped many homeowners fix and protect their homes.
Our engineered solutions can take care of all of your foundation repair, basement waterproofing, concrete leveling, and dirt crawl space repair needs.
We take pride in getting the job done right, and you'll always be protected with up to a 75-year warranty.
Contact us today for a free estimate.
At CFD, our mission is to deliver quality dentistry by providing big practice benefits with a little practice feel. Since 2008, we've updated our look, technology, and have added new smiles to our tenured staff to better care for you right here at home. Convenience for you is one of our biggest goals, and we often provide same-day treatment to minimize your time off work. We are open Monday through Friday to serve you. Visit cfdok.com for details. We look forward to seeing you at our big little practice.
It's no secret that life is busy and you have a million things on your to-do list. Here at Community Bank of Oklahoma, we've made banking simple again. We can help you get to the important things in life, like the big game tonight.
We do all the heavy lifting, so you don't have to.
Race towards us at Community Bank of Oklahoma, because we wouldn't be a community without you.
All right, back in Norman, Josh Calloway, Gene Reed, and the Oklahoma Sports Network. Tuttle leads it 6-4 as we can roll on here in the top of the 5th. New pitcher for the Racers is Lane Seaton. He comes over from shortstop. We'll try to keep up all the defensive changes here. So Seaton is on the mound from short. Austin Gibson, the second baseman, slides over. Seamus McLaughlin goes from left field to second base, and then that's where we run out of the knowledge we know, because hard to tell who's in left field now.
Right,
but that's the end of it. We don't know if Longman slid out there or not, or if he came out. We're honestly not sure, but we'll try and update when we can.
Yep.
But the important
Fraser's still in right, and of course, and E-step in center.
Right. Everything else is the same.
Yep.
Outside of Gibson slides from second to short, and then McLaughlin from left to second. So here comes Seaton facing Heathcote. Heathcote drops a bunt toward the third base side. It'll get off the line foul. And it's 0-2 now on Heathcote. Heathcote today, 1 for 1, a single and a hit by pitch. This is the first time he's seen some pitches. He singled on the first pitch earlier and then got hit on the first pitch earlier. So he's hadn't spent a lot of time in the box today. Jackson Johnson's 2-run double puts Tuttle in the lead here in the 5th. He'll drop a bunt again and just got a piece of it. Oh, yeah, okay, he did get a piece of it because he bunted with 2 strikes. Wow, you don't see that very often. So that's a strikeout. And there's one gone.
Yep, that's right. Well, it's the first time we've seen an out for a little while.
It had been a bit. It had been a bit.
Feels like Tuttle's been batting for about 45 minutes.
Probably not far off.
Wow.
So here comes Nate Henn now. Henn is 1 for 2, an RBI single and a fly out to left field today. Seton tries to keep this a 2-run game. Certainly so. A long way to go. Newcastle with 3 innings to work with. But you got to keep it within reason. Right now, a 2-run deficit. This ball's popped out of play, 0-1. Wayne Seton, the shortstop for the Racers, coming over to relief Longman. Breaking ball outside, 1-1. Longman was really sharp most of the day today, but in this inning, Tuttle kind of finally found a bit of a groove against him. Some really hard hit balls.
Started with that walk.
Yeah, the walks hurt him too. You wonder if he's just getting a little tired too. It's hot out there. Tuttle in front of Newcastle 6-4 here in the top half of the 5th. That one way outside, gets off the glove of Gibson, and the runner will move up to third. So now Tuttle can get a run in here on just a fly ball. Infield will come in for Newcastle to try and cut that runner down on a ground ball, not let him score on a routine play. That ball's roped into center field. That's going to get a run home either way. It will be caught by Estep, but nothing he can do there with the runner coming home. That was also a pretty good throw, all things considered. But it's a sac fly for Nate Henn. And that wild pitch comes back to hurt Newcastle immediately, as the Tigers now have scored 5 here in the 5th and lead by 3.
And their fans have come alive and stayed alive.
Big time.
For the entire inning.
Foul back by Mallory. Dakota Mallory, the Tuttle catcher, is 0 for 1 today, a ground out and a walk. Pitch on the edge, 0-2. As Seton trying to get out of this very long top of the 5th and get the Racer bats back up there with a chance to try and flip the momentum back to their side. Nice breaking ball, but a good job by Mallory to spoil it, get a piece of it, stay alive. Appreciate everyone being tuned in on a Friday. Been a fun, full day of baseball here in Norman.
Great time of the year. Month of May, still playing ball, still running track, still playing soccer for so many teams.
Line drive into left field. That's a base hit for Mallory. So he's on base for the second time today. And the 9-hole hitting catcher laces that one through, and it's a base hit. We'll go back to the top of the order with Jet McCoy. McCoy 0 for 3 today. A strikeout, a flyout, and a fielder's choice. Courtesy runner for Mallory. Lucas Gilbert, number 7.
Well, you said it. They've had so much contribution from the middle and bottom of their order.
No, there has not been a hit today from the 1, 2, 3. Oh, actually, excuse me, one hit, the McAdoo bunt. That's the only hit from the 1, 2, 3 today from Tuttle.
They're past due, though.
Oh, yeah. Newcastle's done a great job attacking the top end, the big bats, if you will. But the middle to bottom of the Tuttle order has been excellent today. And they got 5 runs now home in the 5th, and they're still looking for more here. Pitch up high. Runner does go. Throw down to second.
There.
Oh, they would have had him if he could have fielded it clean. But it's a stolen base for Mallory. Almost a delayed steal. Looked like maybe he just was anticipating the ball getting by Gibson behind the plate.
Yeah.
Just took off, ended up working out. That one misses low, 2-0. Now that one low, 3-0. So Seton having a hard time finding the zone here. And one of Tuttle's big bats, the leadoff man, Jet McCoy, has got a 3-0 count to work with. See if they turn him loose here, if they want him to take. He'll take 3-1. Chop to third base. It's going to get over. Blake, you came in, and that high chopper off the turf going to work out as McCoy singles to left. Another run home. It's a 6-run fifth as McCoy picks up an RBI knock. When it rains, it pours.
Yeah, bounced right over Blakey's head. Nothing he could have done. He couldn't go that high.
Now, he took one step in, but I agree. It probably didn't make a difference. It was chopped so high off that turf. Ended up landing in left field. I mean, if it was not chopped, it would have been a clean single. That's how high it chopped. And they picked him off at first. Oh, that's one way to end an inning.
Wow.
But a very long inning ends with Tuttle scoring 6 runs and taking a 4-run lead. At the end of 4.5, Tuttle leads Newcastle 8-4. Watch the 4A state semis on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed, because your success is our success.
We head to the bottom of the 5th here in Norman, Oklahoma at Toll Lake Field and campus of Norman North. Josh Calloway, Gene Reed with you on the Oklahoma Sports Network. We roll on to the bottom of the 5th. Tuttle leading Newcastle 8-4. Well, obviously, Gene, 6 runs from Tuttle in the top of the 5th. You still got time for Newcastle. You're down 4 runs. It's not an outrageous number. It's, it's not a small number, not an outrageous number. You got to find a way, it feels like, to get some momentum back, though, right away. It'd be huge, even if it's just one, just to get some life back in your side, right?
That's so true.
That was a kind of a soul-crushing inning.
Exactly. Just don't overdo it.
So the first pitch up high from Hunter Watson to Caden Longman, who's leading off here. Longman will take in 2-0.
Well,
Racers still with 9 outs to work with, trailing by 4. Ball is fouled off the right side. 2-1. Hunter Watson working on Caden Longman.
Caden's opportunity to contribute here. Wow.
Another foul ball, 2-2. punched out to center field. Looks like it'll hang up and be playable, though, and it is. It was caught out there by Green. And Longman is retired. One gone here in the bottom of the fifth. Brings up Austin Gibson. Gibson on base both times today, 2 for 2 with 2 walks. Misses up and in, 1-0. For Newcastle, just got to find a way to get a base runner, start to move the line, get a little pressure on Watson. Because with a 4-run lead and nobody on, Hunter Watson's feeling great. I mean, he's going to just be pumping his pitches without a lot of worry. Well, I say that. Now he's behind 3-0.
Well, keep talking there, Josh.
Yeah.
There's 4.
On the edge, 3-1. Just caught that inside.
I guess
the zone tends to widen on a 3-0 count.
Yeah, exactly.
It does. You see it at every level. It's like anything even close. Not that wasn't a strike. It might have very well been, but fouled off the right side, full count. And definitely, if you're Watson, 4-run lead right now, you're not walking, guys. That's got to be one of the first things. Like, make them hit their way back into it. 3-2 is lined into left field. And there's a base hit. So Gibson's been on base all 3 times today as he lines that single through the left side. And that's how it starts. You got to take it one at a time for Newcastle right now. They get a base runner in front of Seamus McLaughlin. McLaughlin today 1 for 2, a single, and hit into a double play earlier.
That's a great name, Seamus.
Oh, great.
It's really gained popularity. It's an old name, but we haven't seen so many Seamus names until just the last few years, and I just love it. I have a great nephew named that, and it's a great name.
Runner on first base, 1 out. Ball's low and away, 1-0. Try to keep the line moving, get it back around to the big boppers up at the top of the lineup. 1-0, that pitch inside, 2-0. So Watson kind of falling behind guys a little bit here, which is not what you want to be doing with a 4-run lead in the 5th inning. That one's in there for a strike, 2-1. Good job bouncing back there. Two-1 is lofted into right field.
Well, it could be playable.
Right by the foul line, and making the catch in fair territory down the right field line was Johnson. And there's 2 gone. So McLaughlin retired. Brings up Baylor Blakey. Blakey today 0 for 2, a strikeout and a fly out to center. Try and flip the lineup back over to the top if he could find a way on base. First pitch swinging, he pops it up back behind the plate here, well in foul territory, and it's caught right in front of the Racer dugout by the Tuttle first baseman, Heathcote. Did a good job hanging with that in foul ground, again, right in front of the Newcastle dugout. So that's going to end the 5th. Racers are turned away scoreless. At the end of 5, Tuttle leads it 8-4 over Newcastle. You're watching the 4A state semifinals on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
If you've lived in Oklahoma long enough, you'll know that we get extreme weather. With that extreme weather comes hail damage to your roof and an insurance claim. When that happens, there's not a better company to deal with on your insurance claim than Cantrell Roofing and Construction. Since 1987, Cantrell Roofing and Construction has proven to be the best in the business, and always remember, got hail? Call Cantrell. Call them at 405-642-8558.
Back in Norman, Josh Calloway, Gene Reed on the Oklahoma Sports Network. We roll on to the 6th inning in this 4A state semifinal. Tuttle leading Newcastle 8-4. Blanchard winners over Bethany this morning by a final count of 11-3. That was a close game this morning, Gene, and then it wasn't. Blanchard broke that game wide open.
Yeah.
The Lions will be in the state championship game tomorrow at 12:05. First pitch at Bricktown Ballpark. These two teams trying to meet them there. Right now, Tuttle in good shape, leading by 4 as we move into the 6th, but it's baseball. There's no clock. Still time for Newcastle to make something happen here with 6 outs left to work with. But first things first, got to find a way to keep the deficit where it is. After a 6-run 5th, we'll see how Tuttle adds on to that here in the 6th. Coming up for the Tigers, 2, 3, 4 hitters, which is right where they were to start the last inning. They had 9 hitters exactly in the top of the 5th. McCoy actually got picked off to end the inning. So McAdoo was up. They did bat around, but he didn't actually get to have an at-bat. But they'll do so here, leading off the 6th.
The Racers need something here. They don't have a spring in their step right now.
Yeah,
quick
inning.
It's not like some of the other sports, but there's something about keeping your head up, keeping your energy level up. Good play here on defense.
Oh, that one gets away from Seaton and hits McAdoo in the back, so not exactly the start you're looking for there. As he plunks him in the back. And leadoff man on to start this 6th inning. So here comes Hunter Watson. Watson today 0 for 2 with a walk to his leisure. Obviously, he's probably a little more focused on keeping it up on the mound right now and trying to hold this Tuttle lead. But he'd love to add to it here at the plate with the Tigers already ahead by 4, looking for more. Pitch on the inside edge for a ball. Just inside. Outside corner for a strike, 1-1 from Seaton, who's back out on the mound after relieving Longman in the 5th. That one low and away. Ball gets away. Runner will move up. Gibson working on the equipment here. He's going to have to ask for a new glove, it looks like. Blow out the glove?
Yeah.
Don't see that very often. That's not a catcher's mitt. Saw him just hand a piece of the glove to one of his teammates there, and he almost looked down. It was Austin Bennett, number 29. Almost looked down like, what do you expect me to do with these pieces?
Well, I don't know how critical it is to the glove. I mean, it's critical, but I don't know how easy it is to adapt from one glove to the other. So,
yeah, especially a catcher.
Exactly.
That's your whole thing. Did a nice pick there in the warm-up. 2-1. Foul away off the right side. 2-2. Lane Seaton trying to hold the Tuttle lead at 4. Give the Racers as good of a chance as they can to try and work their way back into this game. Right now, certainly all the life and momentum is with Tuttle, no doubt about that. After a 6-run 5th. Foul off. Runner was going there. I'll have to go back. Take a 4-2 game and put a 6 spot up. I mean, that's totally flipping everything in one half inning.
It sure does. Took the crowd out of it for the Racer side. It took a lot of the air out of the feeling for the game.
Cut on a miss, so he strikes him out. Watson down swinging for the 2nd time today. Good job there by Seaton battling back. Gets his first out. Easton Green with another one of the big swings of the day with that big triple earlier.
Oh, my goodness.
That tied the game. It was 4-2 whenever he launched that triple into deep right field all the way to the wall. Takes a ball. Tied the game, and obviously Tuttle going to score 4 more after that to take the lead and then some. At 8-4. It's ahead 1-0 here against Seton. Down and in 2-0. Seems like the new glove is working for Gibson okay. He's had some nice blocks. Just seems like there was so much, emotion in this place a half hour ago. Right now it's real kind of somber. Low and away, 3-0.
Wow.
So Seton having a hard time finding the zone here against Green. After him is Anderson Forrest, who hasn't made an out today. So not exactly the guy you want to see with guys on base.
That base runner, I think, just affects the pitcher.
Runner goes, and it's a walk. Throw down to third. He's in there. It's a stolen base and another walk for Tuttle. And now you're going to get first and third for Anderson Forrest. Forrest today, like I said, he hasn't made an out. 2 walks and a single today for Anderson
Is
Forrest.
that a single? Okay. Wow.
An 8-4 lead for Tuttle, and they're looking for more. Runners on the corners with 1 out here in the top of the 6th. Runner dives back in over at first base. Misses low, 1-0. Up and away. Runner takes off and steals second. On foul back, 2-1. Infield will come in for Newcastle to try and limit here on a ground ball, not let the run come home. After Forrest is Jackson Johnson. Popped up on the infield. Should be playable for somebody. Oh, boy, that was tricky, but Seton makes the play. Typically don't let the pitcher catch those himself. He is a shortstop, obviously, so he's a good fielder, but that was a bit more adventurous than it needed to be.
That must be the only reason Austin held back.
So Forrest pops out back to the pitcher, brings up Jackson Johnson. Seton's now, an out away from getting a 0 on the board. He's giving the Racers a chance to work back in this. Big out here, obviously, with Jackson Johnson. First pitch to Johnson on the edge, 0-1. Johnson today, 1 for 2. A fly out, a sac bunt, and a double. He also had a brief stint as the pitcher in this game. Came in for Hunter Watson.
Didn't do too bad.
No, did a good, decent job. Held his own, and then got Watson back in there. He gave Watson a blow. Yeah, that was the the biggest thing he accomplished. He got through that inning, gave Watson some time, and since Hunter Watson came back in, he's been quite excellent, really. Just past 5 o'clock here in Norman. Josh Calloway, Gene Reed. Pop foul back, 0-2. At the same time yesterday, the 1:30 game, which I did, Bethany's win over Elk City, had been well over. We've had 2 long games today. 0-2 pitch misses high, 1-2. Seaton trying to get out of this jam. Swing to second, fielded by McLaughlin. Fire to first, got him.
Got him.
So nice job by Seaton there, working through some traffic. Gets a 0 on the board and ends the inning. After 5.5, Tuttle leading Newcastle 8-4. Racers need a rally. We'll see if they can get it going in the bottom of the 6th. You're watching the 4A state semis on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
It's no secret that life is busy and you have a million things on your to-do list. Here at Community Bank of Oklahoma, we've made banking simple again. We can help you get to the important things in life, like the big game tonight.
We do all the heavy lifting, so you don't have to.
Race towards us at Community Bank of Oklahoma, because we wouldn't be a community without you.
Back in Norman, Josh Calloway, Gene Reed on the Oklahoma Sports Network. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Tuttle leading Newcastle 8-4. Racers down by 4 runs, but still got 6 outs to play with. See if they can get back in this game. Right part of the order to do it. Top of the order, Gene, here with Tyler Frazier start.
New game.
It'll then be Seaton, Jackson Daniel, Tosh Smith if you get there. So right bats to try and get a rally started. Frazier today, 0 for 1. He's been on base twice, hit by pitch, and he walked once as well. So he's been on base a couple times. No hits yet. First pitch swinging, he fouls it off.
We are not hitting this pitcher.
And I haven't had a lot of barrels against Hunter Watson, that's for sure. And we talked about it just now in the last inning, but key stretch in this game was well managed by Tuttle, Coach Breck Draper.
That double by.
They got Watson out of the game. They put Jackson Johnson in. He finished an inning, but Watson came back out to start the next inning. And since then, Watson has mostly been on cruise control. He needed that break to settle in, and it totally changed the game for Tuttle. 2-1.
That double by Taj was really the last really big play we had. It was a great play. It was a great hit. We just haven't had it followed up.
This one fisted over to first base, fielded cleanly by Heath Coe. He'll take it himself. And one gone as he retires. Tyler Frazier just kind of got in on his hands there. Brings up Lane Seaton, who is on the mound last couple innings in relief of Caden Longman. Seaton today at the plate, 0 for 2, a sac bunt, struck out and flew out to right. First pitch up high, 1-0. Winner here gets a matchup with Blanchard tomorrow in the championship game. Of course, Blanchard and Tuttle have met for state championships recently.
Mm-hmm.
Could be doing it again tomorrow if Tuttle can hang on, get these last 5 outs. Newcastle trying to be heard from here in the final stage of this one. Time's starting to run out a little bit, though. 1-1 on Seton on the way. Misses low, 2-1.
Well, he's got some bats coming up if he could get on base.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. Shanuel, Taj, that's definitely a couple of guys that could get you back in it quickly. You need base runners. Getting close to one here, 3-1 now. And Hunter Watson's got to know that too. You got to put it in the zone here before you get to those. Even if they both were to go deep against you, you still would be up 2. So you just got to throw strikes here.
Exactly.
Popped up. I think that's going to get a play, and it might actually stay in. It's real high, right by the Newcastle dugout, and it'll get down to the turf. It actually did land on the turf, believe it or not, but wasn't able to be corralled. The count runs full on Lane Seton. Three-two. On the outside edge for a strike. Watson got him looking. Painted it. So Seton down looking for out number 2. It brings up Jackson Shanuel. Shanuel's been on base all 3 times today. Walk, hit by pitch, walk. So he's 0 for 0. Good for the on-base percentage. Not doing anything for the batting average, though. First pitch swinging is popped up back and out of play. Boy, that was just mile in the air.
Well, you're hoping, having seen this pitcher so many times, that you start getting where
it's the opposite. It seems like Watson is in more of a groove than he was earlier.
Sure, you're right.
0-1 in there, 0-2. Watson a strike away from a 1-2-3 inning. Breaking ball dropped in, got him looking. That was probably Hunter Watson's best inning of the day.
Wow.
And it comes in the 6th inning against the top of the Racers order. After 6, Tuttle leads at 8-4. Newcastle running out of time in the 4A state semis on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
At CFD, our mission is to deliver quality dentistry by providing big practice benefits with a little practice feel. Since 2008, we've updated our look, technology, and have added new smiles to our tenured staff to better care for you right here at home. Convenience for you is one of our biggest goals, and we often provide same-day treatment to minimize your time off work. We are open Monday through Friday to serve you. Visit cfdok.com for details. We look forward to seeing you at our big little practice.
Back in Norman, Josh Calloway, Gene Reed on the Oklahoma Sports Network. We head to the 7th. Tuttle leading Newcastle 8-4. Lane Seton back on the mound for the Racers to start this top half of the 7th. He'll face the bottom of the Tigers order, 7-8-9, Heathco, Henn, and Mallory, who all have hits today. Starting with Heathco, he's 1 for 2, a single hit by pitch and a strikeout. as Seton tries to hold the deficit at 4. Going into the last licks for the Racers in the bottom half of the 7th.
Now batting first baseman, number 30, Hudson Pico.
1-0 pitch in the dirt, 2-0. That one up 3-0 now on Hudson Heathcote. Trying to get on to get something going here in the 7th for the Tigers. Try to add to their lead. That one catches the inside edge, 3-1. One pitch inside, and Heathcote is on to start the 7th with a walk. 3rd time on base today for Heathcote.
Leadoff walk brings to the plate left fielder number 4, Nate Henn.
So brings up Nate Henn. Henn today 1 for 2, a single, a fly, and a sacrifice fly on his leisure. A couple of ribbies for Henn. Popped up back behind here.
On the
get
roof.
Get up onto the roof. For a second, I thought that might split the gap. We'd be in trouble.
We would be. I'd be under the table.
0-1 on Henn. He'll drop a bunt. Fielded and fires over to first. He's safe. Bunt single for Henn. So Henn, like Heathcote's been on base 3 times, and now Mallory, who's been on base twice, will come up as well. The 7, 8, 9 guys from Tuttle have lived on base today.
Oh, man. You got to love that when your team does that.
So Dakota Mallory will get an opportunity. 1 for 2 with a walk. And they'll have a meeting at the mound here.
You know, they're loaded with, well, as every team, but they've got a few seniors, several juniors. Mallory is their 1 sophomore, but that means they got several players coming up that'll come back next year as well.
Right.
So they've got so much to look forward to as well over the upcoming year.
Tuttle's, like we kind of have said throughout the day today, going back to even the Blanchard-Bethany broadcast, Tuttle and Blanchard both have lived in this state tournament the last several years. Another bunt from Mallory. They will get the out at first here this time. Good bunt from Mallory. Moves the runners up. And there's 1 out as we go to the top of the order with Jet McCoy. McCoy 1 for 4 today. Strikeout, flyout, fielder's choice, and a single.
Not exactly time to load the bases to try to go for a double play, but because the sticks are coming up again.
Yeah. Wouldn't be the worst thing, but you're right. First pitch in there for a strike. 0-1. In the dirt. Evens it up 1 apiece.
Well, Gibson's having to keep it in front of him. Done a good job of it so far.
Yeah, he has. Hopefully he didn't just put the jinx on him right there. In the dirt, 1 and 2. Swung over the top of it. side, 2-2. McAdoo waiting next. It's amazing after we had a nearly, as this pitch will miss and load the bases, after we had a nearly 3-hour game between Bethany and Blanchard today, which was probably the longest game I've ever called. This game has been just as long.
Right,
it's almost
right.
It's incredible, really.
Did we finally start at 2:30?
It was about 2:30. I don't know if it was right at 2:30, but it was 2:30-ish.
So close to 3.
So we're pushing 3 hours again. It's kind of unbelievable. And this is not going to help, as we're going to make a pitching change here with the bases loaded and 1 out. Seaton is done. We'll tell you about the new pitcher when we get back. Tuttle leading Newcastle 8-4 in the top of the 7th. You're watching the 4A state semis on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
It's no secret that life is busy and you have a million things on your to-do list. Here at Community Bank of Oklahoma, we've made banking simple again. We can help you get to the important things in life, like the big game tonight.
We do all the heavy lifting, so you don't have to.
Race towards us at Community Bank of Oklahoma, because we wouldn't be a community without you.
Back in Norman, Josh Calloway, Gene Reed on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Bases are loaded here in the top of the 7th with 1 out. The new pitcher for Newcastle is Ryder Gibson, who was behind the plate, so they just swapped. Seaton is now behind the plate. You don't see that very often. A line drive.
We might see another play at home by Blakey.
Possible. 0-1 here, working on Brady McAdoo. McAdoo today has been on base 3 times. Single, walk, and a hit by pitch. Grounded out to start his day, so he's been on the last 3 times up. 0-1, and he's going to be on 4 times. He gets plunked in the elbow.
The run comes in.
That'll score a run. So that'll bring up Hunter Watson. Second straight time that McAdoo's got hit. Pop foul straight back. Watson 0 for 3 with a walk. He struck out a couple times and walked, popped out to second once as well. But you don't really care as much. I'm sure he wants to do more with the bat that he's done, but when you're doing what you're doing on the mound, I think you can kind of live with it. Low and away, 1-1, or 2-0, excuse me. No, it is 1-1. The board says 1-1. I had it as 1-0 before that pitch, but he fouled it off, so I guess it's, 1-1. Brain is not functioning at the highest level I've been. We're 6.5 hours deep for me here. And a wild pitch will score a run. As Hen will come home as that one gets away at home plate. Tuttle now leads it by 6. I'm not going to say it's Billy Collier's fault this happened, but he left Newcastle the lead. This is outside. It's a walk. So the bases will be reloaded up again. Watson will get a courtesy runner. Second walk drawn by Watson brings up Easton Green. Green today 1 for 3, a triple and a walk under his belt.
Well, he put that ball in deep right field, wasn't it? Right in the corner that gave him that triple. And
that's tied the game.
Wow.
It was 4-2 Newcastle at that point. And Green's triple tied it at 4. Led to a 6-run 5th inning for Tuttle. And they've since added 2 here in the 7th and are looking for more.
We need to throw some strikes.
Yeah, you got to throw with the ball in the zone.
You got to let your
down 10-4.
Let your defense take care of it. There's one.
Makes it 1-1. Looking ahead to the bottom half for Newcastle, it'll be 4-5-6 due up. Todd Smith, Ryder Gibson, Caden Longman trying to start a rally. Green catches a piece of that, 1-2. One-two ground ball to first, and it gets off the glove of Shanuel into right field. That's going to score 1. That's going to score 2. I think that'll probably go in the books as a hit. As 2 more runs come across, and the lead just keeps getting bigger.
Yep, and that's just a different kind of air to breathe now. It's good air to breathe when you're up 12-4. Everything feels good. Everything happens for you. And if you're on the other end of it, it's just hard to breathe.
10 unanswered runs after the 4-2 lead. Where Newcastle felt like they had the upper hand at the midway point of this game. But Tuttle flipped everything with that 6-run 5th. Steele without a throw down, stealing up 8. Interesting. Cut on a miss by Forrest. Forrest today is 1 for 2, a single, a pop out, and a couple of walks. He's been on base 3 times, which has been something I've said a few times here. Cut on a miss.
Good. That's 3.
Yep, so you got a strikeout there. That's 2 gone.
Well, that feels good.
Just get out of the inning.
Yeah, just get 1 more now. My goodness.
Jackson Johnson now coming up. Tuttle leading 12-4. First pitch outside to Johnson. Johnson today, 1 for 3, a double and a sac bunt mixed in there. 1 away, 2-0. Ball skied to left field. It lands actually right at the base of the wall, but foul. 2-1. Barring a big comeback from Newcastle, it'll be Tuttle and Blanchard for the championship tomorrow. That's a 12:05 first pitch at the Brick. in Oklahoma City. 2 fixtures in that game going toe-to-toe tomorrow. Fly ball into right field. Should be playable out there. Catch is made, and that will end the inning, but not before Tuttle scores 4 more runs to take a 12-4 lead with them into the bottom of the 7th. Newcastle needs a big rally. We'll see what they got for us in the bottom half. Stick with us. You're watching the 4A State Semis on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
We head to the bottom of the 7th. Last licks for Newcastle. Need 8 runs. Crazier things have happened.
Yep.
We'll see what can go down here at the bottom of the 7th. 4, 5, 6 do it for the Racers, starting with Taj Smith. As Hunter Watson back on the mound for Tuttle to try and finish the job. We'll start with the lefty DH. Ball 1 down low.
Well, it'll take a big comeback, but if we do, there will be 9,000 Racer fans there tomorrow.
Everyone in the town?
Everyone in town would be there. And but proud of these teams, however these things go. Great accomplishments.
I'll say phenomenal season. 36-4 record coming into play today. Taj now ahead 3-0 on Hunter Watson. Taj, that big double, felt kind of like the moment for Newcastle when he did that. That was maybe going to be what kind of carried them. Draws a 4-pitch walk, so good start. Got to get base runners. Doesn't matter how you get them, get base runners.
That's right. And he is a base runner.
Yep.
He can move.
You wouldn't think so, with obviously size, offensive and defensive linemen in football, but yeah, you're right. He can get after it. Saw it earlier on that double. Comes Ryder Gibson. Gibson today 1 for 3, a single, reach on an error, and hit into a fielder's choice. Time called by Mallory behind the dish.
They're going to put a runner in for him. Didn't quite get a number. Did you catch it?
No. Tosh Smith had to have a runner. Try and scope that out if we can. Looks like 20. 20? Here, it's in the 20s. Give you that much.
20 would be E-step.
I think it is 20. Gibson foul off the right side. 0-2. After Gibson, Caden Longman. Pitched really well for a long while today, but ran into trouble in the 5th. Fly ball to right field. That ball's hit pretty well out there. And a great over-the-shoulder catch. Runner will get back. That was a heck of an effort in deep right by Johnson. That ball was hit real well. Thought it was going to get over him.
He's had a good game.
Yeah, he has. And there's one gone. Tuttle now 2 outs away from punching their ticket to the title game. Caden Longman will try and keep him alive here as Gibson flies out to right. Longman today 1 for 3, a pair of flyouts and a single. Cut and a miss, 0-1. Tuttle and Blanchard tomorrow if the Racers can't put together a big rally here. 0-1. Line in left field. That ball's hit hard. It's going to get down. Out near the wall.
Wow.
Runner will advance to third. He's in there. Longman will hold up at first with a long single. So Racers still battling here. So they got runners on the corners with one gone for Austin Gibson. Gibson's had a good day. He's been on base all 3 times. 2 walks and a single. So we're going to have a meeting at the mound here. Good to see Newcastle still battling here to the end.
Mm-hmm. And Josh, in about 90 days, these two teams are going to be seeing each other on the football field. Probably a little bit more than 90,
right.
but
that's right.
Between 3.5 or 4 months max, these teams are going to be meeting each other again. And can't wait to see how both teams do this next season.
Yeah, I know a lot of excitement around the Racers for what they'll have on the football field next fall.
Mm-hmm.
Been hearing some good rumblings. Runner will steal second here. It's a strike to Gibson. Excited to get back after it next year with, of course, you and Billy Collier and our full team. Expected to be back in 2025. Chopper to third. Nice short pick by McCoy. Throw across, got him. That was well done. Run does score, so give an RBI to Gibson. But obviously it's a trade that is just fine for for Tuttle, excuse me, not for Newcastle, for Tuttle. As there's now 2 gone. And it's down to Seamus McLaughlin. McLaughlin today 1 for 3. He'll try and keep things going. Tuttle faithful on their feet. Trying to put this to rest. Hunter Watson trying to finish the job. First pitch, line drive right to short, and it's snagged out of the air. Kind of a fitting way to end it, right? A laser beam, but a great play made in the field by Tuttle as McAdoo got up to pull that down. And that just about does it.
Congratulations to these Tuttle Tigers. Always a great play.
Yeah.
Great group of guys.
Well, final thought real quick, Gene. I know obviously you've been following this Newcastle team all year. Tuttle obviously very, very good. It'll be a great matchup with Blanchard tomorrow. But for the Racers, obviously a phenomenal season. I know the excitement was high before the year with how good this team was going to be. They go 36 wins, 36-5 final record, get to the state semis. Obviously, you were right. You had the lead going into the 5th inning today.
Exactly.
But, obviously coming short, it's not going to be the result they want, but a heck of a season, obviously.
It was. And, again, I know these players, many of them just through the sports, a lot of them from football, just seeing them do well. They love the sports that they play.
Yeah.
These multi-sport players are just so fun to watch. So congratulations to a great year for these racers. It's still a fun day to be a racer. Can't win them all, but it was sure a great season, a great run for Newcastle.
No doubt. State semifinals in football this year, obviously, and now state semis in baseball, and obviously in basketball program, a lot of excitement there. So a lot to be excited about right now with Newcastle sports. And we'll be back at it in the fall, obviously getting ready for football, which will be here before you know it. But that does it for us from Norman, a full day of baseball. Appreciate everyone being with us. We went on the air a little over 6.5 hours ago with Game 1.
Yeah,
it was a full day.
Kudos for Billy Collier. What a great, another good contribution for him doing color for you.
Yeah.
And thanks for the pleasure of me just jumping in here and having a few
it was
comments.
great. Really appreciate you hanging out, especially with Billy having to get out. This game went. Yeah. It started much later than it was supposed to, and so Billy had another engagement. But We roll with the punches here. That's how we do it.
Exactly.
So, Tuttle wins it 12-5. They go on to the finals tomorrow to face off with the Blanchard Lions at Bricktown Ballpark. Appreciate everyone who's been tuned in the last couple of days here from Norman. Signing off for Billy Collier earlier, Gene Reed. I'm Josh Calloway. Thank you so much for watching this presentation of the 4A state tournament on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Blanchard and Tuttle for all the marbles tomorrow, which can be watched 12:05 first pitch on the NFHS network. They'll have the broadcast for you tomorrow from Oklahoma City. That's it for us from Norman. Tuttle wins at 12-5, and they're on to the finals to face off with Blanchard. Signing off from Norman, Josh Calloway. We'll see you next time right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Thanks for watching this presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.